What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Progression. This is going to be a special episode. Of course, like and subscribe. Click that nice, juicy red button you see there. But anyway, let's get on with it. But we have a special guest that's coming out tonight with us. So, real quick, to give you a little bit of an introduction here. So, he's a two-time AIW Intense champion, former tag team champion, and a standout in the independent wrestling scene. He also debuted in 2018. He built on confidence, grit, and evolution. And of course, his signature mindset is Wes's world, and you're just living in it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the people behind their screens, and even the squirrels, everybody welcome
Cleveland in the building.
Wes Barkley!
Let's go. It's Wes's world. Welcome in. It's Wes's world. Yeah, you just living in it. Crown on my head. I was born to go get it every match, every fight. Yeah, I'm winning in it.
Let's go.
Say it twice so they get the
Let's go. Let's get it. Yo.
energy loud. Whole crowd feel the rhythm turn pain.
Man. Yeah, let's go.
Let's rock.
I want to run through a wall right now.
Superstar, bro. Superstar intro.
Well, thank you so much, Wes, for joining us.
Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things we like to discuss.
All
and
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
And so let's dive a little bit into it. So what led you into becoming a wrestling fan, or even just what wrestler that you watched that made you fall in love with wrestling?
Great
I would
question.
say.
So I'll never forget first time putting it on and seeing George the Animal Steele, if you remember him, right?
Yeah.
So I'm flipping through channels. I got to be like 3 or 4 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 31, so that was 90, 97, 98, let's say, right?
Okay.
So I'm flipping through channels. You know, you don't know as a kid what the hell's going on. You're just kind of whatever. And George the Animal Steele's eating the turnbuckle post. And everything's going. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, hey, I might have to restart it. I'm usually not swearing, so you're gonna have to put that in the swear jar. I'm not paying for it at the end. So for the censors, I usually ask, hey, am I allowed to swear on here? But I'm locked in with that intro. I'm like, yo, we're bringing it right back over. So
Don't worry about it. People say worse about me on the show.
yeah. All right, so but yeah, George the Animal Steele, and then I saw Stone Cold throw him and The Rock fighting on a bridge and throwing the belt into the water. Those were the two. I'm like, I'm hooked, locked in. And then I was Stone Cold for Halloween in like 99, 2000 kindergarten, right?
Gotcha.
So I've been, as soon as I saw that, it was on. You know what I mean?
Man, awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Heck, I would say, with that being said, who inspired you? I know you mentioned Stone Cold, The Rock in those moments, but was it a specific wrestler that tied you into saying, I want to do this?
It's got to be those guys, honestly, because I just always got a grandfather Stone Cold in there. You know what I mean? I was him for Halloween as in kindergarten, and it's just like, that's when I knew I'm doing this, you know?
that
So
makes
then
sense.
later on, though, but when I start, being able to flip the channels and stuff, I always liked, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, NWO. I liked watching them as a kid. I liked, Undertaker. He used to scare the hell out of me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you couldn't look away. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even like Kane, you know what I mean? Getting burned on fire and like
goodness.
unmasking, even that was deep. You're like, dude, this is, so Monday Night Raw, I would say Monday Night Raw too.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
good.
Man, heck, Hunter, you want to take it from here? Anything?
Yeah. I have a couple questions up my sleeve.
Oh yeah.
What are some lows you've experienced in the business, and how did you grow from them?
Lows?
Yeah.
Oh, great question. That's great. So while I was training, I broke my back actually. I fractured my L2 vertebrae before even my debut, right? So it was some stuff. It was an accident, no hard feelings at all. And it was just like, something you're just walking off, and then you're like, yo, this is kind of bad. And then you're getting it checked out, and they're like, yeah, you fractured your L2 vertebrae or whatever. You're out for a minute. I had to wear this jabroni-ass back brace, and I'm like having to click it and shit. And I was finishing college too, and like some dude's like, you got a back brace on? I'm like, yeah, And it's just like, bro. And I was trying to keep everything low key and just get shit done and get it rolling, So that set me back. So. But then I was like, I can't stop,
Yeah.
So that was like huge. And then it's just the ups and downs. You know, it's real with wrestling. It's always the ups and downs. You got to take both for what they are. You can't get too tied up on a high and then, you know, get complacent or, you know, go in cruise control. But then when you're low, you can't be like, I'm going to quit. You know, it's just like focusing on the goals and what you want to do and doing whatever it takes to get there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, be more of that Stone Cold mentality. I mean, he had this,
right. Because someone will
too.
probably say I don't wrestle like him at all, which is that's fine because I really don't. I really don't. I mean, he was just wearing trunks, and I got like, you know, the sequins and you know the tassels and shit. You know, I'm more Macho Man with it, which I. You know, all day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I love I actually met Macho Man at the Gravity Games. If you guys remember the Gravity Games they used to have, then it was the Do Tour. So I used to go to that shit as a kid. You know, I loved watching the skateboarding and BMX and shit, right? So Macho Man's out there, and he's riding by on a golf cart. And I'm like, Mach. And me and my mom are waving, Mach. This has to be like 2000. And he just zooms by. And I was like, oh, wow. Right? And it was like that, exactly that reaction. But right when you're like, oh, damn, Macho Man's a dick, like right before you go, right? When you go, oh, damn, he just pulls up. He's like, get on. I was like, yo, what? And we got on the back of the golf cart, and we're like, Mach, I thought you were just going to ride off on me. He's like, no, brother. He gave me this 8x10, and then he gave me the rock, right? Which camera are we on? Camera 1, camera 2. The rock Macho Man gave me. Ever since then, I had the gift of gab. You know what I mean? It was like,
God.
I was like, so, yeah, always got to give it up for Mach, yeah.
Man, heck, I'd say, man, having those experiences, I would say really kind of molds what you want to do.
Right.
Whether you're a performer, whether you just love wrestling and watching it from afar. So you did mention in your promo, I remember us standing out there, you remember you were a fan at the AIW.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Watching it. How did you, you know, how did you kind of get started in that aspect of it?
So as the internet evolves and stuff, now everything's so much more accessible, right? But even back then, you had YouTube and stuff like that to kind of get a glimpse. You know, you'd see some online clips, you know, and it's just like being a wrestling fan, I wanted to get as much wrestling as possible. So that's like you're watching Raw, you're watching TNA. It's like Wednesdays, Thursdays, you know, then they were doing that, competing with SmackDown and then SmackDown Fridays, whatever. But like that, I was trying to consume as much wrestling as possible. So then you get the internet and you're like, oh, what's this independent company? So I was leaving a WWE house show. It was like one of the only shows I went to as a kid. Like we never went. I always begged my parents. They're like, no, we're not going. All right, whatever. So I wish though, when you look back on it, you're like, you watch like Cleveland Attitude Era shows and they were always lit. The Invasion was here, which is like, yo, what is going on? You know, but like even like there's a big like Stone Cold win, you know, and or like Kane won.
Vince McMahon announces he buys WCW.
There it is.
in
Right.
Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly.
Gund Arena.
So there's huge moments. And then even back with Survivor Series and shit, it's like, Cleveland's a wrestling city, but someone was passing out a flyer and it was AIW, so I was familiar with them, and then I'd see some of their clips online, and then I knew, well, then this, I'll just segue into this story. So right before I broke my back training, I'm sorry, I'm just taking everything in for where I'm at in the story. I'm like, well, obviously I didn't break my back when I was before.
We're on the
training,
ride
you
with
know?
you. We're on the ride with you. We got this.
Appreciate it. So no, I was working at this restaurant and they used to have the WWE Network on. They're like, hey, do you care if we play this? I'm like, no, it's all good. And I knew it's just because ever since like I always knew I was going to do this, right? So the longer I waited and like going to college and stuff, it was kind of just eating me up that I knew I should be like training and starting to do this shit, right? So life takes you in weird directions and ups and downs, and you know, I was down for a minute and luckily persevered through some things, but I was just like, all right, let's lock in. We're finishing school at Cleveland State. We're working at this barbecue restaurant and food truck doing 40, 50, 60 hours a week, whatever they needed. And then a dude came, and I know I want to go to wrestling training, but we're like, let's finish college first. I said, that's what my parents are saying. I'm like, no, fuck that. You know, I'm ready to go. So I'm just putting everything. I'm throwing everything on this right now. You know what I mean? It was just going to be like a little regular salad, and now we're juicing it up. Caesar salad, adding the salmon, adding the, you want pepper? You're just dude doing the pepper gimmick, you know? So this dude came in, and he was like, is that WCW on? And I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, you like wrestling? I'm like, yeah, I love it, you know? And he's like, well, I actually do commentary at AIW. And he's like, you ever hear of them? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you want to go to the show Saturday? I'm like, sure, I'm down. So he got me tickets, left me tickets there. Go to the show, and that's when it really hit me because it was just like, it's here and the ring's like there at that wall, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was eating me up. So that one, I drank a little bit at that show. I'm not going to lie. I had a couple beers because it was just eating me up. And I go, I got to do this shit. So the dude's like, hey, you want to come downstairs after and meet some guys? I'm like, sure. So I go down, and I'm in the locker room. I'm like, oh, shit. And I meet the owners, John Thorne and Chandler Biggins. And they're like, the dude's like, he wants to be a wrestler. And I'm like, yeah, I want to be a wrestler. They're like, all right, email me and sign up for the school. I'm like, it's all right. It's on. You know, there's no going back from that. There's no waiting a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Emailed them that next day and was like, hey, I want to do this because it's now or never. Yeah. So then I started going to training, and then I was in the mix from then. But yeah, I just wanted to throw all that in there. It's just like that's kind of how everything came together with the wrestling, was getting in it and then just being hooked. 6 months, rolling, injury, setback. Probably another like 4 to 6 months after that, made my debut May 2018, and we've been rolling.
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of resonate with that. JG, who was on our last episode, he went to his first wrestling class the other day.
Oh yeah,
met Sam Holloway. And, yeah, he called me right after it. He was over the moon about it. And from his first show was where you won the JT Lightning tournament.
Oh man,
so that was his
lit.
first show. So he was ecstatic about it. And
awesome.
so yeah, it's
That's
just
awesome.
that once you get that bite into it, it feels like it took him right
time.
immediately.
It's go time.
Yeah.
It's go
Yeah,
time.
man.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
Heck, you got the next question? Heck.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just so enthralled with you're amazing.
Yeah.
Because I could keep going, but I don't, you know.
You're awesome.
Oh no, this is perfect. So we've been watching a lot of your matches recently, and we saw
Hopefully the ones I win in.
for the most part, yes, you do have a really really good match with Team 3D though.
Thanks,
yeah,
brother.
yes,
Appreciate that.
yes,
Appreciate that. Yeah.
But with that, I mean, we've seen you do both. Do you prefer tag, or do you prefer being on your own?
Oh, I gotta be singles all day. Singles all
Singles.
day. That's me. That's why I got in it. But I can get chemistry, and I got good chemistry with some guys.
Yep.
And you see us do some things. You know what I mean? Me and Derek Dillinger won the IWC tag champs. Me and Josh Bishop won the AIW tag champs. You know what I mean? So he's like, and that's Rip City. And we've been rolling with that. And it's just like, but singles is why I got in it. You know what I mean? So singles all day. But that Team 3D match, man, that was something that you're just as like unreal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on paper, and then you guys saw it, which is awesome. I appreciate you watching that because I wish more people do because it is fucking.
It was a good match.
I'm not gonna lie, it's like 8 minutes, so it's like you're really not invested too much time.
Yeah.
So just give me 10 minutes of your time, watch that match, and just have fun on the ride with it.
Yeah.
Because that was lit. That was lit. All the shenanigans with it, but being in the ring and seeing those two dudes come out is one of the most intimidating things. You know, you're like, oh shit, okay, the Dudleys are pulling up, and they're swinging a kendo stick and a bat, and I was like, oh, they're swinging those.
Yeah.
I know that. So yeah, it was yeah.
How is taking the kendo stick though?
Oh, brutal. I hate that. I hate the kendo. I think in that match too, Elias lifted me up, threw me on the guardrail, hit me with the crotch, and then Devon just whacked. You know what I mean? Like that was a 1-2 setup, you know?
He didn't hold back. That shot looked like it hurt you.
Hell no. Yeah, I got moving. And then a kid held me after that. So
Yeah.
I moved from that, and now the fans are getting in. And I'm like, wait. We signed up for 2-on-2. Then it was like a 3-on-3. Now there's kids holding me. I'm like, wait a minute. And then Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley, he holds me, and the kids start hitting me. So it was really a handicap match. Yeah, if you look at it like that. But then the 3D through the table, man, that broke a couple ribs. That was.
Ooh. I will say that it's the pandemonium though.
it was electric.
The AIW show in Youngstown, mentioning kids, like we brought our one of our friends to his first show, as well, and he just brings a chair over to a kid and says, put it in there. And he puts it over the barricade, and it gets used. Chuck Stone,
and
that big
they went crazy.
They were all over the place.
They went crazy all over.
But man, heck, as far as that goes.
That's why you got to go to independent shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look, that's a $20, $30 ticket. You could be right in the action because you're right hands on. And you chill after, you get to meet most of the guys, too.
Yeah.
It's like, what other event can you really do that? So, and you pay more, you get ringside, and you can be right in the mix, you know? But that's the thing about independent wrestling that I always loved and I always will love is just how intimate the environment is. Whether it is even a big venue with a lot of people, it's still someone says something, they say something back, they're invested, bing, bong, boom, whatever, they leave and they go, you remember that? Like that's
absolutely.
I can't wait till next show. That's really what it's all about,
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, that atmosphere, there's nothing better. I mean, you could argue Raw or SmackDown, but I enjoy going to those shows more. My dad's a big wrestling fan, and I'm actually named after Shawn Michaels' Triple H. Hunter Michael.
Oh, wow.
So that's how big of a fan my dad is. He's like,
Wow.
hey, we need to go to this upcoming show for WWE. I'm like, nah. I'm like, there's a show at the end of November I'm going
Hell
to.
yeah.
There's a show at the end of December.
Yes.
I think December 12th there's a show coming
yeah.
up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to those.
Yeah.
I don't
Good
need
little
to
run
pay
coming up.
$90 for Raw. I want to be at those shows.
That's what's going on. That's
Yeah.
what's going on.
And I think it's just the energy.
Right.
Like I
Absolutely.
said,
Yep.
that JT Lightning tournament was my first AIW show. And I seen you guys up there, and I was hooked. And I'm like, man, I'm like, all right, where's the next show?
Yeah.
I'm getting
I
a ticket.
appreciate that.
I'm going.
You,
and it's
went
like-
to both shows that day.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Appreciate that.
we go to that, and I'm like, okay, I'm locked in now. When's the dates? And then now I, obviously subscribe to you guys.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it.
So now I
Appreciate
know,
it.
but-
Yeah. Appreciate
Our
it.
whole group chat just has upcoming shows for all around us. Like me and Josh were
Okay.
talking recently. We want to go down to and see Louisville. Louisville with a big indie company in Louisville. OVW.
Yep.
We were talking about possibly going out to OVW.
Those are cool. Yeah.
We've seen some of the other areas you've been to, like
Okay.
a couple matches down in Kentucky and the Tennessee area.
Yeah,
So it's
those
like
are fun summer shows for sure. ACW, even not in summer, all year they had shows. They run awesome shows,
Yeah.
awesome company. A lot of fun down there, and you never know. There's always legends on those shows too.
Yeah. And
I
especially-
think we beat up Ricky Morton on one of those shows too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Outside of a beat ups. That's a real story.
Oh,
that
dude,
happened in my
I
life.
wanted to be that one.
Yeah, that's a story that I have in my life. Fought Ricky Morton outside of beat ups. On buy one get one boneless night.
Oh, is there anybody cooler than this guy?
Man. Oh my God.
Wait, what flavor wings though?
What flavor wings?
Yeah, what flavor wings?
For me, oh man, I mean those. It's like you're in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, so I try to play it as safe as possible, which is let me just get like a barbecue and a teriyaki and just let me get out of there.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably wrestling and then driving 5 hours home. So I'm like,
Oh, and you're doing like the mountain areas too that you're coming through. Yeah, no.
yeah,
You definitely got.
That'd be the worst time to get their atomic sauce.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But those beat up shows are lit.
I
Beat
mean,
up shows are lit.
JT Lightning was next to a bowling alley bar.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a lit day. That was a lit
Yeah,
lit day.
and then we went to Wrestle Rager 9. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
that was our first show together.
Okay.
And
Rager was
we're
nuts, too.
we're in Lakewood, so it's like
Goodness, it
after
was
that.
insane.
They
Yeah,
I
Rager
had a
was
very
crazy.
similar experience to your first show. They kind of had to usher me to my car to make sure I got there safe, and then
Well, you had a lot of heat.
I didn't know what Mad Dog 2020
Oh,
was
that'll do
before
it,
that
brother.
show,
Yeah,
and
that'll do it.
everyone was drinking Mad
That'll
Dog
do it.
2020.
Yeah, that'll add up.
We had a battle between orange and blue that whole show.
Yeah, that'll add up. That'll add up. That'll add up, brother. That's what I'm saying. I knew it. I already knew it.
I was Team Blue.
Brother.
So you go to those shows, you you get a shot or two.
Right? You gotta be on that level.
And then the show takes it from there.
Oh my goodness, it really does sneak up on you too.
But man,
my
heck, you
goodness.
got anything, Josh? I mean,
Honestly, so Wes, so if you could talk to your younger self starting out,
Damn.
what advice would you give?
Damn.
I know I had to hit you just randomly like that.
No,
I know
that's
it's
good.
an
We're back on
uppercut.
track. No, we're back. But that's deep. That's deep. Man. It's just like to never forget why you wanted to be a wrestler and why you love wrestling.
Yeah.
Never forget that. It's kind of what we talked about earlier with the ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just always stay focused and just keep rolling. You just got to keep going.
I feel like the
that's
way
good.
that you attack the business and the industry, when we had a conversation with you at the past show,
Yeah.
it's like, inspiring us to, okay, he doesn't give up, he doesn't stop, and you can implement that into just us.
Yeah,
We're doing this podcast, but, we're just fans just like you were fans.
Absolutely.
So the fact that you can touch other people's lives as well,
100%.
just by having us view what you do, I feel like we appreciate that as well.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Hey,
No, we appreciate you for that.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, but it's true. You know what I mean? And like, I appreciate the shout out. I say you guys give me a shout out on this too. So thank you for that. But is that what it comes down to? But like, you look at these guys, you were talking about Team 3D a second ago. They said it's their retirement, but they might have a few more in the tank. You never know, right? With the Hardys. And it's like, we've gotten to see these dudes on a 25-year run. John Cena, 20 years, Triple H, crazy. And it's just like, that's what it's all about. Just keep reinventing yourself. Wrestling is awesome. Everyone's always, you want to always keep learning. I'm trying to keep learning. And there's so much new stuff, and just, getting to talk to some of these legends and guys that did it and pick their brains and learning from that. And then it just opens up new light bulbs and then new situations and new society. You know what I mean?
That's good.
As society progresses, it's like the wrestling business progresses, right? Like, obviously, but it's just crazy with social media how things change, and how stuff goes with that. So you just got to keep rolling. You just got to keep rolling.
Because I feel like when you're speaking of progression, by the way, we did this podcast not only because we love wrestling, but we also just want to see how the wrestlers do with how they progress in their own careers and just in life.
Yeah.
Not just the business, because all talents are bigger than just wrestling. It's are you happy in in life? How you feeling? Things of that nature.
Yeah.
So that's I feel like what we try to bring to the wrestling media world.
For sure.
As well.
That's that good energy, good positivity, dude. That's what we need.
And wrestling's nothing about progression. Look at it. Like Stone Cold used to be golden hair, Hollywood
Ringmaster.
Right.
This close to being Chili McFreeze.
But the thing is, I was thinking about that today. It's that foundation is what set him up, though.
Yeah.
So he was ready to roll, and he was already in all the situations. But he was so good as the ringmaster and all that stuff before that. Like, people don't even know. Stunning Steve is amazing, especially with Pillman. Like, that's just
Stone Cold's so open about, like, he has Stone Cold's everywhere. Everyone loves Stone Cold. He's so open about everything that it's like when you hear what he says and then some of the parallels you're saying back to it, it's like Stone Cold really helped you progress too. And it's like it's like you're gonna be that same way for us. Right after your JT Lightning victory, I thought Lindsay was gonna run through one of the walls. I'm like,
man,
he was like, I'm down for this. Let's go.
All right, appreciate that.
Yeah,
that was against
problem.
Big Sam. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And usually, they do call me the Sam Holloway guy.
Okay. Hey, Big Sam.
Shout out
This
to
is my
Sam.
guy. No shout out to Big Sam. He knows I'm ripping him.
Yeah.
You know I'm ripping you. He said it, though.
Hey, I will say, the last show, first guy came out, I was like, oh, I remember him from the last show. I'm rooting for this guy. And then I heard the guitar riff of Sam's song. I said, I'm jumping ship. I'm sorry. I'm the Sam Holloway guy.
There it is. No, Sam's is killing it, though. He's doing awesome. Ton of potential. He's just, he's killing it. He's doing it, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great dude.
And it's sick to see you guys, because he's also a WWE ID prospect guy. So,
he's been crushing it with them, killing it on Evolve, on, doing his thing on Tubi. That's why I didn't want to know if I should shout it out because I'm not getting paid.
We're all about wrestling. We're all about wrestling here.
I'm just like, whatever.
But no, it's just like you're in the ring with that guy, and in 5 years, you guys could both be same place doing the same thing. And we're like, we watch those guys destroy it at a bowling alley.
Oh yeah.
He threw that trash can at me. Damn near knocked me out. You're saying bowling alley. We got crazy in there. He threw me over the top, broke 4 of my freaking ribs, dropped me straight to the floor, but I had to do it. I had to get, by any means necessary, I got to get that win.
We're living vicariously through you. No offense. I don't want to take one of those.
No, hell no. You don't got a choice with Big Sam. He's throwing you. He was aiming for the 3rd row. Look, I caught myself.
Oh, man.
He may have had a little empathy for you. I was like, you can't throw him 3rd row. He might just have to throw you right in there.
And then I got hit with the trash can after that. It's a perfect 1-2 punch. Perfect.
Oh my goodness! And to piggyback off of that in the WWE, so you're a security guard for CM Punk. How did that go, and how did that come about?
Oh man, so
It was like it's gonna be a great one.
No, it was just being an extra for WWE. You get put in those situations. Sometimes they need backup on the floor if they're doing crazy stuff, and you do security. And It was with Punk, and him and Seth were going at it. Like I said it on a podcast before that they were just going at it, and they're just like, hey, they're going at it. And then they would send us out there, and then all of a sudden you see them running down the hallway. Like I'm trying to go to catering. I'm trying to literally sneak off to go get something to eat. And they're brawling down the hall with the cameras. They're like, go get them, go get them. You're like, oh. You gotta run in there. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm trying to dodge them. You know, they're both throwing though. It's just, yeah, it was a lot, and it was in like Buffalo. I remember, yeah, it was in Buffalo. And I'm gonna take a sip of this after this.
No, you're fine.
But all right, let me rip it then.
No problem.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna take a sip too.
Yeah, why not?
The mysterious
Cheers.
juice returns. We don't know what's in it
Cheers.
yet.
I'm just trying to kayfabe the label, brother.
Oh yeah.
Trying to kayfabe the label. That's what I'm trying to. That's why I'm overthinking taking a sip. So it was in Buffalo. Buffalo is a lit crowd. Like all the Midwest and it's just the grinder towns are always the littest crowd, right? If you give them, you know. So Buffalo is rowdy. I'm pulling into the lot, and there's people outside, just like 30, 40, 50 deep people at like 1 p.m. You know, and it's like. Probably like 35 out, windy, right on the water. So it's like, dude, it's chilly out, you know? So we're pulling up, and these people are just out there with signs and yelling and shit. And you're like, this is going to be rowdy. So you get in there, you know, and this is right after the Royal Rumble, a couple weeks after the Rumble, right? Probably a month after the Rumble. So Jey Uso won, and then we were in Cleveland. I was just backstage for that one. And I'm just shooting right now. This is shoot. This is shoot. I can't say too much. So
You're good. Don't uncover anything you don't need to.
I'm shooting. I just don't want to be like saying all the times I work there. I don't want to be like,
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
don't want
good.
to sound
It's
like that.
understandable.
But
It's
no, it's fine.
understandable.
Like, dude, I'm so grateful for all those opportunities. And
Absolutely.
sometimes you're just hanging out backstage. Like I was thinking about this. Like, you know, they're AEW. Sometimes you get a match. You know, sometimes you're working security. It's whatever they really need as an extra talent. But like. I'm so grateful for all those experiences. Obviously, I want to be there as much as possible. And like kind of what we were talking about earlier, it's like I just want to be around the best minds to keep learning, to keep getting better because I love doing this. And it's just like sometimes you're not in those situations all the time. I mean, there are a lot of times you do have someone, hey, do this, which is great. But it's like I want to be around these legends now where it's like, you know, if you're at NXT, you're around Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you not become an amazing wrestler talking to him like twice, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, if he like watched you in the ring and gave you feedback, it's like, all right. So, but all those coaches and stuff, even at WWE or at AEW too, it's just being around all these legends and stuff. And it's just, I'm so grateful for the opportunities to, you know, be around that. Getting a match is awesome. Getting to work for AEW has been, you know, amazing. And, but it just makes you got to keep rolling because now I want to get a deal there. And it's just like, all right, I got to keep showing up, but obviously I'm not doing something right if they don't want it, you know? So you just got to keep rolling and keep reinventing yourself. Like if you look at Chris Jericho, it's just like, throughout every year, he's up and down doing this. Something says something, he rolls with it. You remember he had like the bubbly thing, right?
Yeah.
He said that,
Yeah.
but he like ran with that, and I was like, dude, that's still like he could run that back.
Man.
You know, he could pull that out of nowhere, and you're like, all right, he doesn't even have to go back to the list, you know, because he goes back to the list. You're like, dude, now we're hitting like 10-year ago hitters,
Reinvention.
and it's but like you know he could pull up with the jacket with the sparkles.
Yeah.
At the Rumble, and people could go nuts, you know? So, hey, I don't know. I don't talk about current events too much on that, but I just got to give a shout out to Chris Jericho, you know?
Absolutely.
So
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, from any advice that you received from any wrestler, from like adapting, from consistency, like anything you would like to share for like with anyone, any fans, or it doesn't necessarily have to be inside the ring, but also outside of the ring as well.
that's tough. That's tough. I've gotten some great stuff. Man, that's tough.
Oh, that's fine.
No, I don't know, because I'm like
fine.
trying to think if I want to give you guys like, do you want a wrestler and you want me to tell you something that they told me, or you want me to just kind of, because I don't know, like
Anything you would like to share. I would
yeah,
say.
no, all right, I got you. I was overthinking it. My bad.
No, you're fine. I'm the same way too, Wes.
Okay, I got one. It's got to be Cardona. He's just been on my mind, Matt Cardona, because he just came back to WWE. and his catchphrase is always ready. So we've had conversations, we've had matches. You know, I've been grateful to have like 6 or 7 matches with him. We've always done really cool stuff, and it was always awesome. And I'm super grateful for him and everything he's done, and for indie wrestling in general, you know, and just keeping wrestling on the map for longer than that with YouTube and WWE. You know what I mean? He was the first dude to really relate to everybody and really get with everybody and provide content as a content creator, you would say, back then, you know, and change the game, you know, and so he's just, his catchphrase is, you know, he's giving me some great advice, but like him just saying, you always got to be ready, and always being ready and living by it and saying always ready. It's like some things just pile up, you know, like sometimes you're like, hey, I got this, cool. And then you get like an email, and then someone texts you, and then you're like, wait, now I went from just something Saturday to something Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And now it's like, wait a minute, now Thursday, Friday, I got something lined up. And you're just like, okay, you know, I'm not ready, but I was like, or you're like, I wish I was a little more prepared, but you just got to stay always ready like Cardona. Because he pulled up on NXT, killed it. And then he takes it a little chill. He's doing anything, you know, Game Changer TNA. He's doing all this stuff, doing wild Instagram, you know. And then all of a sudden he just shows up and wrestles LA Knight in the Cena tournament. And Cena's posting him. And it's like, wait, Cena's posting you now. You know, maybe some people want to, that draws some interest. People want to see that, you know. And you're like, wait a minute, he's got one match left. You're like, how can we fold this in the mix? So, you know, that's really the guy that I've really been thinking about lately. Like that's what I was saying. I was like, you know, it's, man. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, that's really good.
That's a really good guy to, you know, take a lot of advice from. Like,
I'm so grateful for him, man. He cut my hair though. He kind of messed me up. I used to have crazy long hair, and him and Chelsea and Brian Myers cut it up.
He was probably jealous because he lost his hair after the Edge head thing. Yeah, that's probably what it was.
I'm with you on that. I felt that the whole time he's cutting it. I'm busted open. I'm like, dude, what? You know? But I don't know. I've been rolling since, you know. So maybe he helped me. But
it looks pretty good now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. It was a couple years ago. But I got payback.
Yeah, I would say just in your run-ins, you mentioned like many minds that you ran into.
Yeah.
Who would you feel is the most knowledgeable you dealt with? I mean, because I know it's a long list.
No, for sure. I'm so grateful for that. Because I've gotten to like ride with some guys. I got to ride with Dean Malenko, Arn Anderson, and Jeff Jarrett, and Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. You know, so it's like Scott Steiner. We had a day. We went to Cracker Barrel a couple times, same day. I can't even be ripping this on video. Scotty, man, he's a trip. He's unreal though, and super cool dude. Yeah. And you know, Braun Breaker's just killing it too. So you know, it's just man, that's good. Knowledgeable in what sense though? What do you think? You want to do like an in-ring guy or a?
I would say more so of I would say in-ring.
All that. Because I got to talk with Killer Cross at WWE, one of those extra works, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because that's really like, I'm just grateful for those experiences. Getting to be there and be that close to everything, it's just like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. You know, like I said earlier, Monday Night Raw. So it's like getting to be in a Monday Night Raw and being close. You're like, wow. And then you're seeing these guys and you're like, okay, these are the top dudes in the game. You walk by Chad Gable, you're like, dude, this dude, I can see this dude being a world champ. And he's right there. Like, and he's looking at me. Like, I cut him in the catering line. I didn't cut him, you know. But he's like, you know, get out of here, kid. You know, he's like, but I'm like, I want the belt too, bro.
Yeah.
Well, Josh.
Eventually, it's gonna have to happen.
Josh, he's met Chad Gable. So, like, is Chad Gable and El Grande the Americano the same person? Or
Never
like,
seen him in the same room. No,
it's
no.
what I'm
Never
saying.
Seen him in the same
Understandable.
Yeah.
Josh, even
Never seen him in the
Wes
same
knows
room.
what's up. You need to flip sides, buddy. They're not the same person.
You're fighting a losing battle at this point.
You're losing, buddy.
Man.
You're losing it.
Take this L, bro.
Man. I'm not giving up.
Are you gonna say Wes? Are you gonna say Wes is El Grande Americano next? I mean, great physiques, amazing in-ring workers.
I appreciate it, but I do the USA. I do the USA drip, but I want them to see my face.
See,
when I go up to Canada, I'm wearing all USA. I'm waving a USA flag. They're hot. They're pissed, but I want them to see that I can see them too.
I've seen some
know?
Tim Couch
I want them to
jerseys.
see me.
I've seen some Tim Couch jerseys out of Cleveland.
I'm dripping, man. Whatever I got to do to represent, man. That's a Pittsburgh exclusive.
Oh, it's a
the
Pittsburgh
Browns
exclusive.
jersey is a Pittsburgh exclusive. Yeah. That one I came out with two. I had Jaravicious on top, and I took the Jaravicious off. They go, take that off. Take it off. You got Tim Couch under.
The GOAT.
Like, bro, it's the 2 Browns jerseys I own. It's like I got a white Joe Thomas, but they wouldn't really get that. You got to wear the brown jersey.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
the Pittsburgh people, they're not the smartest, you know? Wes Barkley shoots on Pittsburgh. Is that the clip? No,
we love it. We love it. We love Cleveland. I don't want to hear anything from the Steelers fan over there.
Oh, man. Man.
Yeah.
I just, you know, when I'm out there, they loved it, you know?
Cleveland versus the world, baby.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, buddy.
I'll be quiet.
Oh man, goodness. All right.
That's funny.
So, real quick, Wes. So, if you could form a stable with 4 wrestlers, past, present, and future, who would it be with?
I like that one.
The initial thought is it's got like, I don't even want to give you a boring answer. You said past, present, or future. It's just like, give me Kevin Nash, and give me Scott Hall, and give me X-Pac, and we'll just be like NWO 25. Yeah. With like a weird gold, you know, we'll go gold drip, you know. We got the spray paint. I'm just doing all the dirty work. Me and X-Pac just doing all the dirty work. And Kevin Nash just bossed up.
Oh, dude, imagine
Razor
that.
Ramon.
You guys could be flying all around the ring. Kevin Nash comes in delivering forearms.
Yeah, big boot.
Yeah, Scott Hall just has to look in the corner with a toothpick. He doesn't even have to wrestle. You got
Hell
the other
yeah.
3 to kick everyone's ass.
Like the coolest dude on the planet.
Yeah,
Right?
that is the coolest.
You want to
stable.
talk about aura?
Yeah. So that's what inspired me, you know,
Yeah.
as a youngin'. That's why I had to do the walk in there. That was just muscle memory.
exactly.
Yeah.
I got nervous. You guys put me on the spot. I just hit a Scott Hall, you know? That's muscle memory. So nervous.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing. But no, I remember seeing him come through the curtain and being like, yo, what is this? And then Kevin Nash and just all that WCW growing up, you know, I was flipping channels. I didn't know what was going on, but you'd get over there, Raw and Nitro, and that's the wrestling I love. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, him and Shawn Michaels in that ladder match from WrestleMania, like, I remember that match, like, almost move for move. I loved that match.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ladders.
Yeah.
I want a ladder match
You did. Or you want
without
one?
having to climb the ladder.
Oh, you want one?
And I say that because while you're saying this ladder match, I'm getting thoughts, and I'm like, I'm scared of heights, you know. So you're saying, hey, I'm like, bro, I'm scared of heights, but I'm like, I do gotta let you guys know that I won that intense championship in a ladder match, you know. So they had Eric Taylor hanging right from the Ultimate X setup, you know, the wire.
Yeah.
And Matt Justice comes through, spears him down, boom, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Place was going ballistic. It was nuts. I was like, holy shit. I'm down chilling in the corner. And then all of a sudden the rebound from him getting speared, it flung the belt up. And the belt went off the thing. Boom, the belt's in the ring. The crowd's going, holy shit, the belt's in the ring. I see it. I see Justice seeing it. And then it's a race. But I'm like, Maserati West is always 2 steps ahead. So I spear him through a door in the corner. Boom, take him out, turn over, grab it. Got it. So it was a crazy reaction because it happened. But like, people were like, you know, some people were like, they didn't climb it. But it was like, it happened.
Yeah.
It happened. It happened. It happened.
How did he get up there anyways? He must have used a ladder. It's still a ladder
There
match.
you go. I climbed it after about like halfway and held the belt up. No, I went pretty high and did the Scott Hall with it, which was dope. But I don't know. I got the Kevin Nash 6s on.
Oh,
The infrared 6s are the Kevin Nash 6s. Wow. He showed up at that No Way Out with the J's on. We're like, all right. And he just is like talking with his hand in his pocket. He's just like, yeah, we're back. You know? Like, Big Kev, like, so cool though. He's just like, you know, he had like polo jeans. He had the 6s, the infrared 6s, and he's just chilling, you know. And he's just with one hand in his. I don't know what the camera. It's under the table, but he had one hand in his pocket, and he just Nash, too cool.
Sounds
man.
like Nash has drip.
Yeah, always. They had the drip, man. Especially Nitro when they were coming out with the FUBU, and they were just chilling, man.
I was gonna say that
That
stable's the
90s drip.
coolest stable of all time. Like,
Right.
not a single person in that stable's not cool.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
that is true.
I like that quality about them. Like,
Yeah.
But like you said, you and X-Pac should be the tag guys. So like, who's the leader? Is it Hall or Nash, or are you the leader in the tag team?
Man. we only get 4 guys too. I wanted to bring in a manager that was really running it.
yeah.
See, I just started thinking booking.
You know what?
I was
That's a
just
good
like,
idea. We do need a manager.
I was
We
like,
can break the
when
rules.
you said like who's the captain, I was like, that's a segue to the next episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just how you drop that question.
Yeah.
I was like, well, wait, we'll see next week. Who's coming out of the limo? It's like, who is coming out of the limo? And it's like, it's oh shit, it's Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff's here.
Still the cool.
But he's not. He's just a silent investor. It's like company versus NWO 25. Yeah. That's I don't know. You gotta workshop. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure this out.
Yeah.
We'll book it. Don't worry.
Right. That's TV right there. That's
Man,
big
for
money.
sure.
That's what we do.
Heck, I mean, you want to lean into something, Josh? 'Cause I could pull out the.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
But I will say, let me go through the notes. I will say, all right, what mindset shift would have helped you early on? So, more so, something that clicked for you now that would have helped you early on in your career.
Never stop focusing on your goal.
Gotcha.
Sometimes, I mean, when you have a goal, you have to make smaller goals that you can hit and get momentum, sure, but break down that goal. You can't just go, hey, I'm going here to 100. It's like if you broke down 25, 35, 50, 60, 75, finish, it's just like in those little gaps, however it is, you know what I mean? I gave you random numbers because someone told me you got to be 1% better every day. That's the goal, and they are pretty solid, and they're straight edge wrestler. I don't know if you know any straight edge wrestlers, but one of those straight edge wrestlers said that, and I can't say too much.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
The only ones,
Understand.
it's what Punk, the Viking Raiders, or straight edge.
Yeah, it was probably Punk. So
Okay.
Punk, I got to talk to him a little bit after he beat me up, or it was before. I don't know. It was sometime in that day, and I got to pick his brain a little bit, and it was an awesome thing. But he was saying in that, it's just comparison's the thief of joy, and you got to be 1% better every day. And I was just like, damn. That's good. Okay. It's like the top guy is still not getting complacent. That's really what 1% better in my mind comes down to at the end of the day. He's winning the gold, and he's still ready to go. He's still boom, 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 because he loves the game and loves the biz. And like when you talk to guys that have made it or signed or still signed, they never stop thinking about the goal, And like I get too caught up in the small goals and then like making boom, 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 boom. I want to do this, and it's just like no, you just got to stay focused on that. And break it down instead of trying to go on all these different paths. And that's kind of what I'm trying to lock in more now on. Yeah. But back then I was all over the place. Even now I'm still it, dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna lie. Like you still get caught up. You're like, damn, that place looks sweet.
Yep.
But you're like, what do I want to do? I want to go to WrestleMania. So I got to get to WWE. So I got to get to NXT. So I got to figure out how to do that. And it's just like, well, internet, wrestlers get caught up in that mix. And it's just like, talking to someone, they're just like, I kept trying to get tryouts. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to be there. I kept showing up. I kept asking questions. I kept trying to learn because that was my goal. And just so you see that work ethic and you see that grind, and you're just like, yep, simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. Just get there.
That's really awesome that you continue.
That was
to be
Elias.
a student.
That was Elias. I'm gonna shout him
And
out.
I will say, you mentioned JG earlier because he started wrestling training as well.
Yeah.
And one thing he mentioned was you got to know how to take a bump.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know how to do it right,
simple.
you're going to be walking away.
Yeah, brother.
in the game. But it's just, and then I was thinking about, other fundamental things like taking a chop.
Oh, yeah.
Who
brother.
in your career has the strongest chop?
Great question.
Because
See, this is the stuff I want to answer.
Yeah, because I will say, me watching AIW, Dominic Guarini.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
He's up there. He's top 5. I'll give Dom that. 100% Dom. You take that.
Oh, my goodness.
Number 1, though, Eddie Kingston.
Eddie
Kingston. Yeah, so I was bleeding. I was bleeding from just the sheer force of those chops. I wrestled him at Wrestle Rager 3, so it was outside in that back. And it was me and Kingston, and shit got rowdy, and it was like my first official singles match. I was like probably March, April, May, June, July, August, probably like 4 or 5 months in. And it's me and Kingston one-on-one at this rowdy ass shit outside, and place is ballistic, and That was nuts. That's still one of my favorite matches of all time. And that you get that early and you're like, dude, I just gotta keep rocking. You know, like you can't get caught up in that. You gotta be grateful for it. I'm so grateful that I even got that opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
And Kingston was one of my favorites growing up. If we go back to that, like, you remember you were asking me about AIW and stuff. You get the internet and you start seeing these guys and you're like, who is that? And you're like, dude, this Eddie Kingston dude, I'm seeing his promos on YouTube. And I'm like, dude, I can actually really relate to this stuff. You know, it's like not wrestling, and especially WWE at that time was really going in that HD, PG era.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm like going like middle school into high school. And I'm like, no one thinks wrestling's cool, you know, but I fuck with it. And I'm just like, you know, I'm not going to wear a shirt all the time. You know, it's just like just low key at school. My friends are talking about sports. I'm like, I don't know about what happened in that game. If I can tell you what happened on Raw, but they're like, we don't want to hear that. All right, whatever. Yeah. So, you know, I was just with that. I think I told you guys that in Youngstown. Yeah. So I didn't mean to recycle it, but that's good for the camera.
Many of us relate.
Yeah. So it's just that type of stuff. So it's like, and then WWE's not helping. They're going to that PG. You're like, dang. So I would just see the Kingston promos and matches and just the grit and heart and all that. And you're just like, okay, I can relate to that. And then getting that match, it was just like, he was the hardest hitting person I ever been in the ring with. I tried punching him as hard as I could, and he low-key he laughed a little bit and then damn near knocked me out. He gave me two of those Kobashi clotheslines. The short Kobashi clotheslines, you know?
Yeah.
Just knocked me out. I'm seeing stars, picks me up. I was out and then knocked me back up, and then I think I rolled him up for a 2. You know, I got that heart back.
Yeah, and Eddie's that no nonsense kind of guy. Like,
He
probably
snapped halfway through the match.
he probably enjoys it more than he feels.
I kicked out of something, and he just snapped, and just went psycho.
Yeah.
Just beat the shit out of me. Hey, brother.
So a little bit more
It's all good.
piggybacking.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was really big into the European wrestling scene for a while.
Okay.
Like I remember watching Gunther and all those guys come up.
Yeah.
And then like Killian Dane, who was Big Damo on
Right.
the indie scene. Is there a guy while you were watching AIW and other indie shows that you were like, oh, it's cool, I see him now in WWE, and now maybe he is that champion there, or he is the main guy here? Is there guys like that for you that you're like?
That's a great question. I mean, I got to give a shout out to Johnny Gargano. You know what I
Johnny.
mean? He was like pretty much the OG at the AIW school, trained, got everybody kind of going. He was there right when I started training. He was going to NXT. So got to train with him a little bit. Always had a great relationship. Really smart dude and a grinder too. You know, I asked him that type of stuff. Like, how do you know, he's like, I just got to keep going. I'm just thinking about what's next. We get through this, we kill it, and we get to next. Okay, this guy's here. Oh, this is an opportunity. Just kill it and keep going. So it's like, all right, you know, again, back to don't overcomplicate it. Just keep locking in on what you want. Don't get caught up in the ups or the downs, because sometimes now with social media, people can be like, that was amazing, that was that, and then you go to cruise control, like I was saying earlier. So Johnny for sure, and then like a lot of AEW guys. There's a lot of AEW guys that I cross paths with, and it's just awesome. And even guys you meet there, and then over the years they just keep rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of awesome dudes. Wheeler Yuta's an awesome dude. You know, I gotta link with him a little bit, and he was always really solid. And seeing him getting that run with the Death Riders and they're crushing it. you know, that's really cool. Yeah.
Probably the craziest team in all of wrestling right now is the Death Riders.
Right, they're nuts, man. They're crazy backstage too. I'm like, if they're eating catering, I'm taking a couple laps, hiding on the other side. I'm like, bro, I'm not getting thrown through the
What does
salad table.
What does that catering scene look like? Like, you know, like,
Oh,
are you getting
man.
some
this
like?
is the real hard hitting questions.
Yeah.
That's another clip right there. That's in the catering. Wes Barkley catering secrets. Man, see, this is an exclusive. Am I like? I don't know though. I'm looking at the people out there. They're still standing from the intro. We never told them they could
they're
sit
like
down.
they're like 9 rows
Told them they
deep.
could sit down. Yeah, we never told them they could sit down. You guys stay standing. We're rolling. We're on a standing ovation. So it's just like regular stuff, sandwich gimmicks. You know, every drink you can imagine, low key, every coffee type stuff you can imagine at WWE. I don't want to, man. Hey, but they got random stuff.
Bagels.
Yeah, but that's at both. They got that, and then they usually have like some protein and carbs, rice, fruit platter, all that type stuff. So yeah, it's awesome. It's just great, awesome being there and getting to be around that. And yeah, it's pretty sweet. Some indie shows, they have food sometimes backstage, which is cool, and drinks and stuff, snacks. So,
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool to be, because sometimes that stuff, is super helpful. I mean, when you're there for the day, you're kind of just like on set, you would say, like as an extra, like in a movie. So you're just kind of chilling on call, on standby. Sometimes you don't do anything, but sometimes you get to meet some people, and sometimes you're security, like I was saying, or a match, and you just got to be ready. Like I was thinking about that driving back yesterday. I was just like, you just got to be ready for anything. Yeah. Like back to the Cardona, you just always got to be ready, So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so awesome. And speaking of which, too, like, how do you like prioritize your time too?
Great question. So I that's huge. That's huge, bro. Like time management is key, right? And you really got to keep metrics on what you want to improve on, right? If you're trying to get 1% better every day, what did we do? And I try to just string together, you set up stuff to do and try to knock each of those occasions out of the park, whether it's just, a small errand or doing some thing around the house, to work, to whatever. Yeah. If you can have those perfect days and string those perfect days together, then that's when you get that real momentum going. And you're like, dude, I'm knocking everything out of the park. I'm showing up, because that's half the battle, is showing up. So I always so what I did was look back at my weeks and go, what do I got to work on? What do I want? What are my goals? Okay, I got to be a good wrestler, so I got to go to wrestling training as much as possible. So scheduling those, and those are usually like every night, 6 to 8 or 9, right? So locking that in. So that's the first thing. Boom, get that in. Then I do like some personal training on the side, right? Like that's just kind of what I'm rocking with right now to supplement with wrestling, because sometimes you only got a show or two a week, and you got to do some stuff during the week. So with that time, I've gotten to do that. So I'm scheduling those and then getting my workouts in. But then it really comes down to just focusing on recovery and tape study. Those are the two things. So being in the ring as much as possible is really time management, and then just trying to keep learning. And it's tough because you know how it is. Like we got phones and TV, and you could be like, hey, let me watch that. And then you get stuck watching that for a half hour. Yeah. And you're like, damn, I could have been watching 3 matches, It's just like, all right, so now let's try to not do that tomorrow. So it's just, but again, we're all human. You can't get caught up in that. And so many times I'd get caught up in that where I'd have a big match. I'm about to wrestle Cardona at the 20-year AIW show. I'm so hyped. Match went crazy. Everything knocked out of the park. Amazing. But then it's just like, you got to go to work Monday. In a sense, you know what I mean? Yeah. John Thorne always says that. And I just had to give him a shout out. You see, I was just like, I just want to throw that out there because it's true. It's true. Whatever that means, you always still got to show up Monday. You could have the biggest thing. You could be at WrestleMania Sunday, but it's still, you got Raw Monday. You got to get back to it. So it's just, that is really what, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to keep it rolling. You just try to keep rolling forward and can't get too caught up in when things aren't going your way. You just got to keep improving and figuring it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how do you like prep and like, let's say for example, after a match?
Yeah.
How do you like take care of yourself?
Great question. So lately I've been doing a lot of yoga. I've been trying to stretch out as much as possible because you got to be moving. And sometimes, again, like I was just saying, you get caught up on Instagram and you see all these guys doing these crazy workouts, and it's like, this will help your lower back pain. You're like, all right. And then you end up saving a ton. Maybe this is just me. I don't know. I save a ton of them, and then I don't really do it. And I'm like, dude, I just wasted time even watching it. See, that's how low-key you got to get down on those metrics. People are like, you're probably thinking crazy, but you're like, dude, I need to cut watching these 45-second videos because that adds up. That's 5 minutes. I could have done this. 10 minutes here, I could have done that.
Then an hour goes
here.
by.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I wasted this, So that's the 2025 struggle, is battling with the social media. Just everything's so easy and accessible. So after a show, though, definitely got to stretch. Definitely got to, I go to this infrared sauna thing pretty much every day. I do the cryogenic, the freeze chamber. I do that every day. They're not open on Sundays, so every other day. If you go there, cryoactive, it's now called Ascent to Wellness in Rocky River. You use code WEST, you get 10% off. So I got to give them a shout out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, throw that on.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, it's awesome. I've been doing it for like 4 or 5 years. As soon as they opened, I pulled up and I was like, hey, I need to get recovery mode. And they're like, let's do it. And I believe in it. Helps so much. Trying to focus on my workouts now too, though. That's the question about recovery. It starts with the prep. And so many times I go in with a plan and it could work for a little bit, but you got to listen to your body at the end of the day. You know, and like I was getting too caught up on like, let me crush this plan, let me try to lift heavy, let me do this workout I saw on Instagram, and I'm like, you know what, I should have been like just walking and hitting the sauna and stretching out for an hour hard. Excuse me, pause too. You know what I mean? I can't just end a sentence on hard. That's us. So, hey man, we're gonna have to edit that in post. Man,
I was thinking that in my mind too.
Yeah.
You already
Hey,
got
man, I got it. Yeah. Damn, I just iced myself. You know, when they call the timeout on the field goal kick.
We have. I think we have an intermission little like thing that we use.
Yeah.
Lindsay had a crash out moment a couple episodes back.
That's ratings though. The crash out's ratings. You got to get those ratings.
Yeah, don't bring up Jon Stewart around this man.
No, I would just say that you just got to focus on listening to your body, and recovery's key. Is like, you know, I'm 31, so. But you see guys, like what I was saying earlier, you see guys getting signed to WWE, 40, guys still running at, 40 plus, 45, killing it.
Yeah, we've mentioned it like a bazillion times, but Finn Balor is in ungodly shape, and he's not a young person
I'll
anymore.
co-sign that 1,000. You see him, you walk by him, you're like, dude, this dude.
Yeah, it looks like his
Real
abs
deal.
have abs. Like, he's crazy.
And he's still going hard as hell.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
They could do some crazy stuff. That's the other thing about being right around the show, right? WWE and all that. Yeah. It's like you got to see, okay, I really got to level up. If I want to be in the ring with him, like I was saying about Gable earlier, like all jokes aside, you see these guys out there, you see these guys close up, you're like, all right, I need to pick it up, because everyone wants to get to the top, and it's the small things that add up when you're at that level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like we've seen you in matches, so for you to say that, and we think that already of you,
thank you,
is crazy to think that these other guys, there's other guys out there that are your guys's next guy up,
right?
So it's crazy to think like and I think that's like the best thing sometimes about the wrestling community is we all love wrestling to its core. It's just who's your guy, who's that guy for you, and it's like if that's who's boom, progressing you forward.
Yeah. But that's what I was thinking about earlier. I was dead set on my guy when I was a kid, back to the Stone Cold. Like, I hated The Rock. Okay. Like, I hated The Rock probably until like 5 years ago. It just came over. I was like, all right, you didn't like him for 20 years. It's out, we know. And then now I fuck with The Rock heavy. Like, this year especially, I've been fucking with The Rock heavy, And I'm like, all right, that's cool. So, but no, I was so dead set. I was like, Stone Cold, or we're going to have beef at school. Like, I don't even want to see a Brahma Bull anywhere in my vicinity.
Then you just give that person a stunner.
Exactly. Stunner in the hallway. Yeah. So, but I was dead set on that when I was, but
it makes a lot of sense. The more we're learning about you and more I've seen, it's a lot of this is all pulling together in some way, shape, or form.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Like, you've got that Stone Cold energy. With Lindsay. Lindsay was about to run through a wall.
Okay.
Like, we love that energy. So, like, obviously keep progressing, keep going forward. I'm loving it.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that, man. And sometimes you need that nudge. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's so much ups and downs, so it's just thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank
Absolutely. And we really appreciate you a lot for sharing a lot of your mindset as well, too, because a lot of people could use some of this.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So, yeah, we can continue to
appreciate that. But it's, again, it's just, that is, what's key. That's what's key. It's just always trying to level up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's not just wrestling either. Yeah. It's like in our everyday lives too, or
right.
outside
That's what
of
I'm saying. That's
you.
the most important. Everything outside of the main is, because again, like I was saying earlier, like the days where you sleep in, this is just at least me. You hit snooze and all that, right? It happens, dude. There's times I go on those, hey, it'll be tomorrow. And you hit like 3-4 days. Those are like my new benders instead of when I used to go on party and go on benders for days, and, extracurriculars. No, I don't want to talk about that. That never happened, but you're partying. And then now it's just like, now I'm just like sleeping in and like not eating good, but it's just like they both do damage. Yeah. But like, again, if WWE hits you up and we're like, we need you on Friday SmackDown, like Cardona, he didn't, he wasn't hitting cheat meals that week. He's locked in. You're like, that's that small difference that separates you,
said, stay ready.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
Hey, it might be layered, but the whole thing we're doing with progression is do better, get better, be better.
Right.
Was there something, as far as in your career, when you looked at yourself and said, okay, I got to do this better to be a better version of myself?
Yeah.
And then did you accomplish capturing that goal to make yourself a better version of yourself?
Great question. So, luckily with the footage and how easy the technology is now, I can mostly watch my matches after. So I always try to just be like, boom, I got to do this, I got to do this. But then when you start getting in these bigger rooms, in these bigger situations, you start seeing next level stuff. And then you're kind of just like, all right, so now I really got to level up. So it's as soon as I start getting those opportunities, I wrestled Hornswoggle right after. Man, this is an awesome match. I hope it can come out soon. It's not out on the AIW YouTube yet, but it's going to be soon. It was old school. It was right after COVID, right? So I was doing my thing, whatever, boom, 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 before COVID. COVID happens, puts everything on lock. We ran a couple shows, still figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out to this day. That's kind of the end part of that question. Yeah. But so COVID shuts things down, and then we come out of that, and it was like an AIW mystery show at the old venue, the Odeon, which was an electric venue. It was lit. It was so lit, legendary. And they had me and Swoggle in like a surprise match, and it was me against him, and we had like a hardcore match. He ended up slamming me through a door, powerbombing me through a door to win. I was like, what? How'd he get me up? So yeah, it was lit. But like you're in those situations, and you're just like, okay, these are the top guys, because Hornswoggle's a name. You know what I mean? He was signed in WWE for a while. And now on that Legends deal, but then it's like Cardona and Brian Myers and being in those situations, and you're just like, even guys that have been wrestling, like local guys, like being around, Justice has leveled me up unreal. He's one of the best dudes I've ever been in the ring with, and he's just super intense, and he's been there and he knows what he's doing, and he keeps leveling up, and you're just like, okay, this is what the top dude's doing. He's killing it at MLW. So like everybody, when you keep progressing, is just going to keep sharpening you. And then, it's just, I think like after wrestling the Dudley Boyz and talking to them, that's when it was like, it's always going to keep progressing, right? I'm always trying to do something. And all these times I've been around these guys, again, it's like I'm sounding redundant now because I keep talking about how you got to keep reinventing yourself. Yeah. And you get these little things, and you see these guys that are still in the biz, they always are reinventing themselves, and you're just like, all right, so I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna dye my hair. So I started dyeing my hair a little bit. That was like the beginning of this year. It's really, sorry, I'm all over the place.
No, you're fine.
Last year I did my first WWE extra thing, and that is really what set it off. Being around AEW set it off. Wrestling for AEW, being on TV, that set it off. But really being around the WWE and being like, whoa, we're really at Raw right now. This is really it. You're really around everything. Wow. Okay, now I see it. And you see everybody, Paul Heyman backstage, all these guys, and you're just like, all right, you really got to lock in. It's like there's no more messing around. So that, and then it's just that improvement where you're like, you know what? I want to try something new. Let's dye my hair. And it's just off that feel. Because sometimes you see a guy that, I don't even know, like they might be working like I don't even know, it'd probably be like vintage now, but like a Joker gimmick, with like some stuff, and it's like, hey, maybe it come off cool, whatever, but like, I'm just saying, like someone that's, I don't know, if they're
PCO?
trying to gimmick, they're trying, what's up?
Like PCO?
No, there was like, I was saying someone trying to do a gimmick that's like outdated, I was thinking like a joke, like something that you're just like, that's just outdated, and like, it worked in that time frame, maybe, for a guy, and like they were doing something. And it was like so relevant, if someone was doing like 6'7" right now, right?
Okay.
There it is. So it's right now, but if in like 10 years they're still ripping it, and the crowd's like, what the, 5 years, maybe in 2 years, someone might be like, what are you saying? It's like that guy is like, that's what I was alluding to earlier.
Gotcha.
So, that was way long-winded answer, my bad, but
no, you're fine.
Heck, because I mean, you talk about reinvention, as you mentioned Jericho,
right?
It's like, dude, you think he's done, but then he's a wizard,
right? He's doing everything.
He's like, the learning tree.
That's what I was just gonna say. They had a tree hanging down. He had a whole backdrop. He had a whole backdrop. He had the Geritron. He got backdrops over. And
I'm like, there's nothing you give him anything,
and he's
I'll make it work.
Right.
And that goes back to what you said, being ready at all times.
Yeah.
Yep.
And turning whatever you got, I can make that work.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how you have to prepare.
100%.
And heck, that ties into it.
Yeah. It's just being ready.
Like treat every crumb like a feast.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good call.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
really awesome.
So we've been talking a lot about like people who've been like you've learned from and everything. What was like your starstruck match? Like I'm a wrestler really in the ring across from this guy.
Damn. We did a couple meet and greets that you're like, whoa, I'm right around. It was probably Jeff Jarrett first. That was my guy. I saw him at a show. I went to an indie show with Matt Cross. I drove with him early, right when I was training and stuff. And I saw Double J there. He was always one of my favorites. Jeff Jarrett was always one of my favorites. So seeing him was pretty wild. And then, yeah, sometimes you're just like, is this really going on? You know, like hanging out with Scott Steiner, you're kind of just like, well, is this really going on right now? It's like that type stuff. Man, there's been some good, I think, man, I don't know. I was going back to the Macho Man thing. I don't know why that just crossed my mind. I just got a flashback of Mod.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean
that
like
is star power, you know.
Yeah.
I met Hacksaw Jim Duggan when I was younger.
He's a legend, dude.
And I
He's
still
got
remember it
another
to
run.
this day. He talked to me the whole time. He did the signature hove like pose with me. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, Macho Man, like I still remember meeting Hacksaw. So Macho Man just that's the Crusher from Spider-Man.
Those interactions when you're young, bro. Like Billy Gunn.
Oh,
Seen him. It was a show with him and Buff Bagwell. And like, I got to shake his hand. I was like,
really?
It smells like beer. but you know, I'm only freaking like 9 years old at the time.
That's unreal.
But it was
Where
like,
was it at?
I never
Turner's
forgot
Hall?
it.
Do you remember?
It was in Canton.
It was in Canton. Okay.
But I remember because I got an autograph from Virgil that day. He was there at the event. Yeah. I'm 9. I didn't know who Virgil was.
Yeah, he definitely.
Virgil's an indie legend.
Right.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
was at that beat up show when we beat up Ricky.
Yeah.
Martin. He was there, I swear. He was doing an NWO with Virgil too.
Oh man.
Yeah, I swear.
I just remember like Wrestle Region 9 was our like my first live show, like indie show, and I remember when Bill Alfonso came out. He was like the second match, and I was like, oh my god, that's Bill Alfonso. Like I'm starstruck right now.
He's a legend, dude.
And then Colin Delaney came out a little later in the show. And then I've heard of CPA before, and this was like a big return for him. Like I had seen him do other stuff, so it's like I was like just thinking like in the ring, like I'm like, oh, if I was ever in the ring with this guy, like that'd be crazy. So it's like
There's so many times, man. It's like I'm so grateful for that. But sometimes you're in it, you know. If you're like in a match, you're trying to get it in, but then you're kind of like thinking after. Sometimes you're just in a moment out there. You're just like, man. I'll give you one. I'll give you the top one, right?
Okay.
And it's you said like it made me think of the whatever. And I don't want to sound sus again because I already said something earlier. But you got to take it for what it is. When the Dudley Boyz hit me with the what's up, right? I don't want to sound weird saying that. But being in that situation, you just can't help but laugh, bro. You're just like, what is going on right now? You know? Right. So that was kind of weird. You know, I don't know. That was a situation. But probably the 3D, when you take a 3D through a table, that's what really you look up. You're just like, that really just happened. That really just happened.
Man.
So, yeah, working the Dudley Boyz.
I feel like that's up there with like sharing a beer with Stone Cold and not getting stunned by him.
Right.
Like just taking the 3D through a table. Like I've watched a million people go through that table through a 3D.
Right.
So it's like
Crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, Wes, like to piggyback off of that,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how do you just be present at the moment as well, too?
That's
'Cause,
the
you know,
hardest thing, man. That's the hardest thing because
Yeah.
I like right now the biggest thing with me is uncertainty. You know, sometimes you're doing this, sometimes you're doing that. It's always staying ready. Back to that, like, and sometimes I'll just like procrastinate because of that, right? So it's like not going to sleep or eating shitty, right?
Yeah.
I'm just shooting right now because
No, you're fine.
sometimes you're just like, all right, I might do this, I might do that. The match might be this, it might be that. It might go crazy. We might go in the crowd. We might do a Canadian destroyer from the food truck, you know, to the concrete floor. You never know what you're getting into. So you're like, I gotta be ready for everything. But sometimes, you know, so that is probably like that's probably up there. It's just, you know, being ready for all that.
Yeah.
I just dozed off on something. My bad. I was just thinking all over the place with that.
No, you're fine.
Like,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's just like it's gonna happen. Things happen. So you just gotta like. There's things you can do like breathing and just like really focusing on your senses to get yourself back present.
Yeah.
But the more you practice that outside of the situation, like if you see that on Real, Logan Paul's doing breath work backstage before his matches and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like the more you're in that space, the easier it is to get back to that space. But that's with any emotion, right? So the more you are getting angry, the easier you are to get angry. And that's why you like pull out of your driveway and the light turns yellow and you snap. You know, those people that are always just going, they just like that emotion of being angry. And you look at the frequency chart, right? And anger's up there on emotion more than like guilt and all that. So, but happiness and joy is at the top. So the more you can be in that space, the more you could do that, that's the more it's going to be there. So sometimes, you know, you like, you know, it's just making those good habits and kind of just recentering yourself. But again, dude, it's so hard not to. The thing about the future is that the more you think about a situation you don't want to think about, why put your body through that, right? If it doesn't even happen. And also, when you get into the real metaphysics and stuff, right? I'm going off, right? This is real shoot right here. The more you get in the metaphysics and stuff of that, the more you put yourself in those situations, your body gets accustomed to those situations and then helps you become a magnet for those situations. So the more you visualize what you want in life and really focus on that, the more those situations appear in your life. But when those situations, and I get synchronicities, when those appear in your life, it's your job to go through that door. Because if you don't, then I think they're not going to show up for a minute, and you got to get back on track. But when you do, and you do whatever it is, it's that small opportunity. It's your phone being chill for a week, and then you're locked in. Hey, I want to do this, boom. And then someone, you get a text, hey, can you be here at 5:30? Right. It's like, you got to go, because that's the sign to get things in motion, if that's what you want. And it always would happen with me with wrestling training. I'd take a break, not just because I didn't have my priorities right. I never got an ego or anything. I never thought, it was just like, you know, I'm not doing it. So maybe whatever. But that's really what I thought about now. It's like, you got to be the best as possible in the ring. So you got to be in the ring as much as possible. So whenever I would know I should be at training and I'd skip and then I come back, that's when those situations popped up. I go to training Tuesday and then all of a sudden I get an email, hey, can you be at the show Friday? You're like, all right, things are rolling. But again, that's why you always got to be ready, because it's like things keep rolling. And it's the small stuff, though. So it's really about like just being present of your thoughts, I think, is the first step for being present. Long-winded answer.
That's awesome. And it really comes full circle, too, this whole episode is really awesome. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Oh, go ahead, Lindsay.
I would just say, heck, kind of break it down, this question as for my personal experience.
Yeah.
You know, other than what we do here, you know, I get happiness. I have my family.
Right.
I got my wife and my kids.
Nice.
So doesn't matter how hard a day is, you know, that brings me joy and my happiness.
Amazing.
Other than wrestling, what kind of brings you, you know, to a nice, happy place?
Similar to that, you know, I kind of sat back one day too and was thinking about things because the situation didn't go my way, and it kind of messed me up, but not really like too bad. And this isn't huge. It was just a place I could have been if I just really double checked my work. And I always double check my work, but in that situation, I didn't do it to the degree I needed to. And when you're working with billion-dollar companies, you kind of got to do things their way. You know, they don't care about this stuff. So it got me out of a situation that I thought could have been huge for me in life, right? And I was more so upset about that. It's not even it's not the player, it's the game in that situation 100%. Like, I wasn't, it was just, you know how it goes. And you're just like, damn, I'm more hot at myself because I could have been there. So that made me sit back and go, what do I care about? What is that? And it's really my family first. You know, I want to do better for my parents and help them out and be able to take trips with my family and get in situations, but really focus on wrestling first. And it's like, I love entertaining people. You know, that's like my purpose in life, is I know I'm spent to entertain people, make people laugh and smile, you know, and do that. So I like doing that. I like hanging out with my friends and stuff too. And it's just a lot. It's a lot of balance with the wrestling game, just because that is what I love to do. So to answer your question on that, but I don't want to go into this segue where it's just like, it's hard when a lot of friends are doing different things in their life. They're in different situations, or they want to settle down, have kids and all that, which I love, and they're doing stuff like family stuff, and I'm still just kind of doing whatever with the wrestling. And a lot of times we have shows on the weekend, so you're kind of doing things on the opposite schedule. So you're kind of just, but again, it's like, I don't want to let off the brakes until I'm really where I need to be, and I need to pick it up. So I'm not even going fast enough to get on the brakes, you know? So, but I love working out, love eating good. I love eating. That's probably another good one. Like, love thing to do outside of wrestling. Yeah, I love to eat, man. That's huge. That's it. Yeah, hanging out with people, meeting people. Love meeting people, traveling, school. but yeah, it's just wrestling is really awesome.
With the travel, I mean, so we've only really been to AIW events and then, the major ones. Mm-hmm. You must have been to a bunch of other promotions. Sure. Like, who are some promotions like we got to try out, we got to go see what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Well, and now with the streaming, you can keep a tab on all these guys from your home, So IWC is who I've been working out with in Pittsburgh. Former tag team champ with them. Got to work the Dudley Boyz there with them. Awesome matches, a lot of fun out there, keeping things rolling out there. So I'm there like every month. They're really cool. They're about like 3 hours away from Cleveland. Where else? Greektown Wrestling up in Canada is phenomenal. Up in Toronto, they do some killer shows. Had some fun times up there. I think this Black Label Pro company is going to be coming back around soon. They always put on some fun shows with some off-the-wall ideas and always do some really cool stuff. If you're thinking like more west, the Chicago area, Freelance Wrestling is awesome. Gotcha. They got a lot of good dudes out in Chicago area, and they work there and other companies, but like Freelance really been some killers out there. So I had some fun matches out there. So that mix, but I'm trying to get out as much as possible. We done some shows in like Nashville and been down there. We did like an NWA show with the Crockett Cup. We were like in a match to get in the Crockett Cup, me and Josh Bishop. We didn't get in, unfortunately, but we still were out there and showed out and did our thing. But that was cool. That was at like the Nashville Fairgrounds, and that was a pretty big crowd and all that. And getting to work for WWE and AEW, you got to go to some big venues too, which was pretty sweet. So that's like, again, focusing on independent companies, but there's like that Buffalo crowd. That's something I'd want to experience again, like as a fan even, but I definitely want to wrestle in front of that crowd because they were hanging over the guardrails, like
my goodness.
You looked out because, again, back to that visualization, you're kind of seeing this and you're trying to take as much in as possible, but Adam Pearce is like, go, it's like slow motion. But I'm like, he's going to fire me. This is the GM of Raw. I can't be getting fired for running slow. It's on. So I'm running, but you're trying to take that in, but you're also like dodging fans. It's like, bro, it's really up because I'm looking up and you're seeing every seat filled. Yeah. You're feeling the energy. Punk and Rollins are right there beating each other up, and I'm just like, yo, what is going on? I'm trying to take it all in, but also trying to break it up and not catch one, you know? So, yeah, that Buffalo's lit. ESW out there, they run some really good shows. They're a really cool spot, too. So that's about 3. And then Big League Pro out in Erie. They run some cool shows too. So that's like in that 2-hour mix.
Yeah, I think you guys were sending some of their cards to us the other day in the
Big
group
League?
chat. Yeah.
Man.
So, yeah, we're trying to digest more and more and more. Like I said, we're going to the one at the end of November.
Nice. That should be a killer show. It's a stacked lineup.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
Santana.
Who else?
Colin.
Delaney.
The Cosmic Cowboys are coming back for that show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think Tyler Breeze is on that one again too. So that'd be cool, man. You never know who else is gonna show up.
Yeah.
Right. He was doing a little NXT thing. He made a little return. So.
Yeah. Our buddy JG had a fun interaction with him.
Okay.
Right after he was on NXT, he was at that last show.
Yeah.
And he walked up to me. He's like, "When are you getting back to WWE?" And Tyler was like, "I was there on Wednesday."
Damn.
So John started watching a lot of NXT after that
now.
episode.
Yeah. I didn't know. I think he sent me a DM about starting to train, so I'm glad he started rocking with it. And he said he's doing good.
Yeah, there was a couple.
I'll have to catch up with him.
Yeah, he was talking about it, and then like we've talked to Malik and is it Brett?
Malik and Brad.
Okay.
Brad.
Yeah.
Malik and Brad.
Nice.
We met them at the first show. They were 2 of the security guards that got shot.
Yeah.
So we got to talk to them a little bit. And
there it is.
So yeah, it's always interesting.
That's how it starts, man. You work in the security, paying dues, working the meet and greets.
Yeah.
But that's how you can get close to those legends.
Yeah.
Being around guys and just being on call for what they need and helping them out and getting to pick their brain. But it's like it's just. There's no dumb questions is what I think, just ask them and just know the situation for like a legend like that. I would say for wrestling people, but they should know that.
Yeah, and for non-wrestling fans, the wrestling crowd just may seem like overwhelming and maybe a little much.
Yeah.
But look at the crowd out there. Nobody cares what race, what age, what gender, anything.
Right.
Everybody is in that crowd.
Yeah. Exactly, man. It's for everybody, and the matches are, and it's just like that's why I love the boom of wrestling. I told you guys that at Youngstown. It's like I'm always going to support people. Back to what I said earlier about wrestling not being cool when I was growing up. So anybody that liked wrestling, I'm with it. Even from then, it's just like still to this day, it's like I'm always going to try to support and keep wrestling growing because if you guys love it, you're doing it and you're doing it. So it's just like, you know, so that's what it comes down to. It's just loving wrestling at the end of the day and just trying to keep pushing wrestling forward and more into the mainstream and, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince like 3 people from work to come with me to the
Hell
next
yeah.
event.
Hell yeah. It's going
I'm
to be
so
crazy.
ready.
No, this show's going to be lit. You guys have been to the Globe? You haven't been to the Globe?
I haven't, no.
No.
I haven't
Yeah,
either.
this venue is unreal, bro. This venue is unreal. You bring anybody there, they're going to have the time of their life.
Yeah.
Show is stacked, top to bottom, with matches not even announced. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know when this is coming out. They might announce some stuff in the meantime. I don't know if this is dropping live. If we're live,
No, we're not live.
Put some W's in the chat. W's in the chat. W's in the chat if we're live. You know, get you guys some subs. That's what they're saying these days, right?
Maybe
I'm trying
we'll
help
update
out.
to that.
Yeah. But the show's going to be stacked top to bottom. There's going to be some wild stuff. Literally every type of matchup, the best doing it. You know, you're going to see high flying. You're going to see hardcore. You're going to see stories. You're going to see drama. You're going to see good guys, bad guys fighting, and weapons and probably some crazy stuff. It's Hell on Earth. It's like our second biggest show of the year behind Absolution, and it's always like they're right after Thanksgiving, so people are home for the holidays, and they come out and they show out, and it's like the perfect pregame if you're in town. You know what I mean? It's like you do that, you can still get out by 10:30, 11. And be already in the flats, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a win-win-win. And this concert venue is badass, and I think the prices on drinks aren't the worst, you know, compared to some of them. But don't quote me on that. I don't know. But the venue is badass. It's badass. I'm telling you. It's,
Wes might end up in your lap in the crowd. Like we've had wrestlers at
they
our
threw
feet.
me. Cardona threw me over the card rail in there, and I hit my head on the valet pole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that hold the little velvet rope.
Yeah.
They had one like there, so I get thrown over, get tossed over, fall, hit my head, boom. I thought I cracked on the floor. I'm like, we're right at the beginning. You know, like I just started wrestling this dude. I'm already, what is going on? So I needed to lock back in, and I'm like, oh, thank God I hit that. I thought it was the floor, you know? So that was brutal. But yeah, that match was tough, but got the dub, retained the belt, and Josh Prohibition switched up in that match. It was a good match. It was awesome. AIW 20th anniversary show. It was an honor to be the main event of that.
Yeah,
it was an honor. It was so cool. Big moment. Awesome. AIW's been on fire lately.
Yeah,
like, you know, I just
absolutely.
and we're just gonna keep that rolling. Keep
And
that momentum
you
going.
live in the main event scene. You won the main event of
Thank
the
you.
JT Lighting Tournament.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank
So,
you.
Yes.
To always deliver.
Yeah,
for
thank
sure.
you. I appreciate that. Just got to keep rolling. Now it's like, even though I got the J-Lit trophy and I can cash in anytime on anybody, I still got a target on me. You know what I mean? There's still people trying to take me out. So I got to just be focused for all that, because it sometimes isn't so blatant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some things are a little coerced and secretive behind the scenes. You know, people are running some operations.
Yeah.
And then you go, wait a minute, why did that fall into that? You know? So in the wrestling game, it's cutthroat. You never know.
Yeah.
That's why I got the shark hat on, though. You know what I mean? Because if it's a
Yeah.
big fish in the small pond or a small fish in the big pond, you swim with the sharks, you're going to get bit.
Yep,
You
for
know what I
sure.
mean?
Yep. Absolutely.
Man,
Wes might be the only person who've gotten hit in the head with one of those valet poles and been like, yeah, I'm glad I hit my head on that.
And not the floor. Yeah, I think it stopped my fall. Yeah.
Yeah. Stopped
That
your
is
fall.
some fried CTE thinking. I don't have any concussions. We'll bleep that out for the scouts. We bleep that out for the scouts. No, I'm cool.
Don't worry, we'll have that out.
No, I'm playing.
Speaking of which, Wes, and to piggyback off of that,
Yeah.
like, how do you take care of your opponents too? Because I know a lot of wrestlers also discuss that, of taking care of them, communicating with them.
It's just that
so
unwritten
forth.
code, you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
know how far we're gonna take it to get the win, but you know, again, it's cutthroat, and you never know on our levels. You know, you never know what's gonna happen, and sometimes it's more so the rings and whatnot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what I would really say is the main focus is you got to be ready for any type ring, because it is independent wrestling. So things
Absolutely.
happen. Maybe in the first match something got messed up with the boards, and you're on right after, and no one even, you know what I mean? It's those things. The ropes might be tighter, might be looser, but when you see those TV show, pay-per-view show rings, you're just like, all right, that's another reason to drive you even further. It's like, let's get there. You know what I mean? Because then that's going to be easier on the body and all that. So that's just, you know, it's just those small things just keep adding up, and you're just like, we need that, you know?
Yeah.
Just cutting every negative out of your life on that, whatever. So
That's awesome.
trying, yeah.
is really good.
But I mean, hey, when you talk about the build up, how do you prep yourself right before you hit that curtain? Because I mean, when your music hits and I hear that Ready or Not, I'm just like, oh man, I'm turned. Mind you, yes, I might have liquor in my system, but you know,
hey, bro, I feel it. So the reason I use that, I feel that. That's why you gotta. I fuck with it. The reason I use that song is because Scott Hall gave me it. Scott Hall gave me it. Yeah. So he used to come out to that on the Indies, and I got to hang out with Scott Hall when he came to AIW. One of the, that's like top bucket list thing. Yeah. It's just like getting to kick it with him. And we had a fun day, and we're coming back into the venue from we just went to eat. I think we got like Applebee's or something, and we were trying to get sushi, but none of the sushi places were open. They're like, Scott wants sushi. I'm like, duh, I'm down. Let's go. It was the day of the show. We had a show in Akron, and I'm wrestling Matt Justice and one called Manders in the main with Josh Bishop, and we had some spicy stuff going on. Yeah, good day. Mance Warner was involved. The Iceman, Ricky Bricks, Mr. Brickster was involved too. We can't say too much about him, but he's out here. No, shout out to Mr. Brickster. He's a legend. Literally a legend. Especially at the Odeon, and he did a Wrestle Rager. He went sicko mode at a Wrestle Rager. They had to do it off the mat. We couldn't do it at that place we were at. We had to do it out in Parma. They had to do it out in Parma on a tarp. Yeah, Brickster. Yeah, shout out to Brickster. We only call in the hired gun when we need it.
Yeah,
I mean he's a Rip City shooter for life. That's me and Josh's crew. But and Brickster's in it for life. But right now he's doing other business. So I don't know. I just had to give him a shout out. So I love that dude. But character. So how did I get on Brickster though? I'm sorry. I'm not.
No, you're fine.
Well, I was just on one.
We love hearing your stories.
Thank you.
Seriously.
I was saying something though that got me onto him.
it was about the entrances.
Oh yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
because we
Yeah,
can't
no,
get
you're
off the
good.
Scott Hall story. So that all happened that day. So Scott, we get out of the car and I was like, hey Scott, like, you mind if I come out to Ready or Not? It was something like that because we were hitting it off. We had a good day. I can't say too much about that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys later, maybe. I'll tell you guys after. Remind me, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
I'll tell you after. So we have a solid day, and then I'm just like, yeah, and he's like, you can't come out though until the dude starts singing. But we both said the girl starts singing, but it's really when the dude starts singing. It's when Wyclef starts rapping, and so we dapped up, and I'm like, all right, we're using it, and then we go out there, and there's like a seminar going on, right, and guys are doing like a tryout for AIW, and it's right, we're walking in with Scott, and it was just awesome being around him all day, and some guy in the ring who's doing a tryout match just sees him, and he's like, hey Scott, you suck or something, or like suck it. I don't think he said suck it because Scott goes, hey jabroni, and goes, never seen the guy in the ring again. I never seen him again. I think that was it. I think he said something like, Scott, you suck. And then no hesitation, cross shopped him. A DX. He went across to DX. You're like, damn, what if Scott Hall was in DX? What if he showed up? Razor was in DX? No. So, yeah, that one was that one. So he gave me that. So, yeah, but besides that, just getting hyped up. Usually it's really until you hit that curtain. Then it's like go time. Yeah. So no matter what, like I'm trying to do a better job of that. Usually I'm just chilling though, and I'm just locked in on the match, and like that's really when those nerves hit, when you're like, hit my music, not like in a hater way, but you're just like, fuck, can I'm ready to go, like it's go time. Right. And then sometimes they're like, hey, we're gonna do the raffle. You're like, oh shit, You're like a raffle. You're like, fuck, I might as well go take a piss. Like, geez, God. So they're doing this 50-50 raffle. Someone lost their ticket. And you're like, damn, what's going on? Are we going to another intermission? What the hell? So then they hit your opponent's music. You're like, come on. And then by that time, it's just like, let's go. So again, it's just like a lot of ups and downs. But that's like with WWE. They're always switching stuff. Things are always changing. So like, you just got to be ready for that. That's part of the wrestling game. But yeah.
Man, that's sweet.
Yeah, it was unreal, man. It was unreal. And it's those bucket list moments that you think about outside the ring that I'm like, I'm so grateful that I got to experience through wrestling, being a wrestling fan and always wanting to do this. It's like, damn, I got to do this. And now it's like never back to the opportunities. It's like never take that opportunity for granted and always try to do something if you want to do it. Right? I was going to say, if you mess with something and you love it, don't be afraid to do that, because with the world and how crazy it is, you don't know when people are passing away, especially in the wrestling game, you know? Yeah. So it's like, I'm so glad I got to kick it with Scott Hall,
Right.
now that he's passed. And it's like even meeting Hulk, it's like, damn, I got to meet Hulk Hogan before he passed away. And I'm like, I'm glad I went to this meet and greet at Giant Eagle and had to wait in line for an hour. I was like, I didn't really want to do that, but I knew I'd never see him again. Yeah. So it's just like that small stuff is just really back to being present. You're just like, dude, I got to take advantage of those situations. Right. So, yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people can relate to that though, of like, oh, I got to see him at least once.
Yeah.
Like I'm at SummerSlam when it came to Cleveland. I went to WrestleCon before the show.
Yeah.
Got to meet Lita. Was talking to Matt Riddle during it. But like Lita was like my childhood crush. I loved Lita growing up. I went to WrestleMania 30 with my dad. That's the year she got inducted. So like Lita's always been one of my favorites. So when I got to meet her, that was like a.
And she's still bad.
Oh, she
is.
That's
a clip, right?
She is so nice, though. She is. Her and Candice Michelle both are still bad. Just the nicest ladies ever, though.
Yeah, that's what's up. But that was a time in wrestling, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was doing something on TV, and it was like, you look back at these old shows, 2003 to 8. It's just like these rosters everywhere in between. You pick a year, 2006 SmackDown. It's like crazy, crazy. Yeah. You're just like 2003 Heat. You're like, what is that? These are all the next up guys. But then you're like, okay, you put on a Raw. It's like that Kane stuff I was talking about. That was like 02, 03, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like wrestling. Yeah, the WrestleCon. I love the wrestling business thriving and getting that because it's really what it should be. So I did a WrestleCon in New Orleans. When we were down there, AIW was down there, and we did I'm pretty sure it was New Orleans, and we just had a crazy, crazy run down there. Me and Josh and Thorne, the owner. It was a lot of fun that week in New Orleans, and that was we got we ended up going to WrestleMania, so I'm grateful that I got to do that. So that was pretty sweet.
So we've both been to WrestleMania in New Orleans. Because I was at 30.
You went to that one?
I went to 30, which is
the one that
I think it was
Elias played.
I think that was 36.
It was the latest one. That's the one I went to.
Yeah, because 30.
It's probably like 2017, 18.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that one I went to.
Yeah, because you went to was Daniel Bryan, right?
Yeah, that's WrestleMania 30 is 2014.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan with the I wasn't at that one.
Yeah,
I saw Ronda Rousey at that one. That's how the business was when I went. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
Shout out to Rousey, but she's working like Triple H, wrestling Triple H.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, that was a minute ago. And then like Undertaker Cena did some stuff with Elias. And it's just like
we're seeing a lot of former WWE guys pop up. JBL was popping up just on random indie shows, just clotheslining people.
Yeah, he knocked out Shelby Wilder.
Yeah.
He knocked out Shelby Wilder.
Clothesline hitman.
Yeah. As soon as he hit Shelby Wilder, he's been a cowboy for real since. He's been riding that horse around different after JBL hit him. Oh, man. Knocked him out. It's pretty legendary, though, that he got hit by JBL for sure.
I would argue this is the most like anything could happen era of wrestling ever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just getting spicier. That's why I'm just like, I got to level up. When you see Cena retiring as a wrestler, you're like, damn. Because I'm not even close. I want to be. I could go with Cena. We could kill it. Hey, we at the Q tomorrow. What is today? Sunday? Yeah. Tomorrow at the Q, me and John Cena, steel cage match.
Yes.
Let's go.
He's always ready.
Let's go.
Yes.
He's always
See,
ready.
the steel cage match is the swerve, though, because then the goons will come out and attack us. And then it's me and Cena versus like Judgment Day or something. Give me a 4 team. With Judgment Day still rocking?
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, you're good there.
All right,
that or MFTs, something like that.
Yeah.
Or Dark State in NXT.
Right. So there you go. But no, anything can pop up. Back to Cardona. Back to who's next? Because someone's working or wrestling Solo tomorrow, right?
Yeah, Solo's got a mystery
anything
opponent.
can happen in wrestling, and they know that. You know what I mean? And like, they know that that stuff can just pop off. But you look at AEW too. You're like, you never know who's going to show up. Sting coming back sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
And
Sting's cool.
I think that goes back to staying ready because with Cena's retirement tour, the fact that they specifically asked him, what does he want for Saturday Night Main Event? He's like, how about the young prospects going against main roster talent? So that whole show is dedicated to NXT talent wrestling against main roster. And it's like, man, they probably didn't expect that.
Right.
But now that it's here,
it's go time.
It's go time.
Yeah.
You're on NBC.
Right.
Let's go.
For sure. And that sink or swim, I definitely think we all need to get to. But again, like you're saying, people phoning it in, and it's like you have this big opportunity. But that's, again, it's like, you can't, if you like wrestling, I'm all for it. But it's like the people that love it are different than some people. Yeah. And some people are just trying to get paid and all that. And you see that, and then, it's whatever. And whatever. But if you really love it, like you said, people that you got to keep reinventing yourself to stay relevant, right? But also, if they didn't love it, they wouldn't be doing it. Because a lot of those dudes, all those dudes got paid. You know, all the Attitude Era, they were making big money with the WCW and all that stuff. Right. So if they're still doing it, it's because they love it and love helping the new generation and care about the wrestling business to keep giving back and leveling everybody up.
I think that kind of goes to Nash. Back to Nash. I feel like when people thought he was a little rough on Raquel, but he told her she needs to wrestle bigger. Yeah, and she didn't take it as a slight or a negative. She actually studied what he said and implemented it. Yeah. And now, I mean, her matches are amazing because she took that advice.
That's awesome.
She didn't take it as a slight. She took it as, okay, I can learn from that. Yeah. And I feel like, with generational wrestlers, from back then, it's not that they're hating on the new generation. Sometimes you got to take that and say, what are they trying to tell me? Right. And I think all the wrestlers, even yourself.
Well, that's keep going. Sorry.
No. I was just saying you guys can take that and implement it, right, and become better. Right. Because we're all improving.
But that is a great example because that was Kevin Nash's spot. Yeah. He was like the big heater, heavy, big dog. With Shawn Michaels and NWO and Trips, him and Triple H wrestling in the cage, and Bad Blood. You know what I mean? All those situations. It's like, so he's the one to give that advice. You know what I mean? Because that's the other time. Sometimes people just want the advice, and then they're just like asking it. And this is any situation. It's like I would say you would want to ask the advice on someone's spot you want to be at. You know what I mean? It's like someone that's done it. You're like, hey, I want to ask their advice. And sure, on the indies, it's like there's guys that have been around and have done well, and it's like you definitely want to learn from them too. But like any aspect, it's like Tony Robbins, the dude, he's made a living off telling people how to live better, and he's just like, just do what people that you want to do. He's like, that's what his motto is. I don't know if I'm giving away all his secrets, but like, it's just like he just says that. You're like, damn, those books were probably taxing like $30 at the time, and that's like 90s money, so it's like 65 now, so like 65.98, and he's just gonna tell you, dude, just quit your job and duplicate, he like uses those words, duplicate exactly what your person you want to be is doing. And you're like, okay, what's next? And you're like, thank you for getting the book. You're like, wait, what? That's it? That's it?
Buy the next book.
Yeah. It's like, damn, the 90s were different.
All I got is a book, and I'm living out of a box
and
now.
It's a big book. It's a big book. It's like heavy, thick. So you see that, you're like, damn, 500 pages? Tony Robbins is going to get me loaded and living my best life, And he's just like, yeah, just do what they do and write down 3 goals. You're like, what the fuck? And he's like, let me tell you when I was a janitor. Damn, I can't believe I'm roasting Tony Robbins. He's a legend. He really got a good story, but
this is the best part about the interview.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's getting clipped. That's getting clipped for sure. Definitely getting clipped. Tony Robbins.
I also think wrestling just has a parallel with almost anything you can think of. There's always a good guy and bad guy in your life, at work, at the TV show you're watching. Right. Like, when I first saw you, like your first match, me and Josh were talking about it, I'm like, you remind me of Xavier Woods. You got that, you got that energy about you. Cool. You're still smooth. Thanks. But you don't feel fake, which is like, I think the biggest compliment I can give you right now. Yeah. And I appreciate that. I think when you see that in other wrestlers, but you also see that in your everyday life too. You see the people who are genuine good people.
For sure.
And I think that's where wrestling is as a purist sometimes is these people are superheroes that are still people.
Absolutely. You go back to Stone Cold and Vince McMahon. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because Stone Cold was becoming Stone Cold, and he was just rolling, and then he did that Jake the Snake promo. Yeah. Austin 3:16. It was really hot. But if, Vince didn't screw Brett, right? And I'm saying that as a USA. This is USA versus Canada. I'm shouting out. I'm just trying to get some heat up on the board. Brett should have known what he was doing at the screw job. It's just recent news, But so whatever with that. But then Vince McMahon runs with that, becomes the worst guy, and it's like we can all relate to hating your boss. It's like no matter what the situation is, low key, you're like, I wish we were doing things this way, or God, why are they doing that way? And it's just like. That's just the most relatable, but it goes back to good and evil. You just, making people work harder and get paid less, and Vince McMahon's doing wild shit. You're wrestling Undertaker tonight. They're like, what? Xbox like, what? Why do I got to wrestle? Steak? He's like, all DX, it's like some ministry, That's, hey, man, I don't know where that came from, but you know what I'm saying. He's a bad. He's a mean boss, and Stone Cold's like, it's more so. It's not even that. That's a good example, but the real example, he's like, arrest Stone Cold, and then Stone Cold gets arrested and gets kicked out of the building.
Yeah.
And then shows back up in the beer car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was the coolest Monday ever, you know? It's like, what was Nitro doing? You're like,
And then he came back the next week on a Zamboni.
right. He was just riding dirty.
I think
Vince
we
had
all
that
dreamed
money
of
and
that.
couldn't get good security.
Right,
'Cause that man get broke out of
Yeah.
every cop car he's ever
See,
been.
I'm glad I wasn't around back then doing the security. That
Oh
would've
my
been
God.
good. Yeah.
He would have been getting stunned every Monday night.
Right. Unreal. They were killing it, too. They were killing it.
My favorite
Stone Cold's a
one
legend.
still is Stone Cold stuns him, and the cops are all just sitting back, like just letting him do it. And then they finally grab Stone Cold after he mouths off in his face over and over again. I'm like, shouldn't the cops have probably grabbed him before that?
Right. Maybe they were mad at Vince, too.
Yeah.
Let him go.
They're like, they didn't pay us our advance either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to arrest that either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not messing around.
I'm
Yeah.
getting not getting
Shane
clocked.
McMahon's a legend, though, too. I just got to throw that out there.
Yeah.
If that doesn't get
most
brought up later.
definitely.
He didn't
Yeah.
have to do any of that, and he did all that. And he was always killing it and always drawing attention, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I got the one pay-per-view, him and Kane.
Yeah.
Because he had his nuts
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah, the
You're like, bro,
electrocution.
he's gonna get heat.
Insane.
He's gonna get something, and then they do like that crazy dumpster
Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
in Survivor Series. But I bought that for that. I was like, Shane McMahon's my guy.
Right.
He's going against this monster Kane. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I love about wrestling is the characters, and you know WWE's rolling with that. But it's just sometimes there's not enough of that in wrestling, and it's just like always trying to just keep doing that type stuff because I felt like that's what. You know, we're talking about Stone Cold and The Rock and Undertaker. You know, it's like these are the best characters of all time. Ric Flair says it. Hulk says it. You know, it's like that era is just next level because it was that transition right after that early 90s era where everyone really had like a gimmick. You know, you had Boone with the hockey and all that. You know, it's just but it's cool to see how those guys spun off it. Like, how Shawn Michaels came out of that and Triple H, you know, going from Hunter Hearst Helmsley and all that stuff, how it just like was organic, you know, and I think
Undertaker.
that's right, exactly, and just keep reinventing himself, and like, but that's what that competition brings. So it's like the more we make wrestling mainstream, and the more people like wrestling, the more eyes we get on wrestling. The more eyes you get on wrestling, the more times you can have shows. The more you have shows, the more it keeps spreading. So it's like. Now with 3 major, you know, it's like you have TNA, WWE, and AEW, all TV, all flipping channels. Hey, I saw some wrestling. You know, it's like legends in all those companies, you know, big superstars in all those companies. It's just like, okay, wrestling's as mainstream as possible. They're all competing with each other, and that's what's driving the business forward.
Yeah.
So,
And it's good competition.
right, exactly.
Like, obviously,
exactly. It's opportunities for everybody. And
I feel like when
giving a lot of wrestling a lot of money.
I feel like when AEW first came out, it was very like warfare. Like I'm a
Mm-hmm.
WWE guy, I'm an AEW guy, and I feel like we've gotten a lot less diluted with that over time.
Yep.
But then you see TNA gets brought up with WWE, ROH is getting brought up with AEW, PWG WWE was helping with. So it's like they also benefit those smaller companies, 100%. And then with the WWE ID prospects, we get to see Sam Holloway. He's been on both shows I've been at.
Right, for sure.
The countless other ID prospects now. I don't know all of them by heart, but I know Sam is just because me and Lindsay are big Sam fans.
Shout out to Big Sam.
So, but
Again.
like,
Yeah,
but
I
without
beat him a couple times, Sam. I don't know if you're counting, but I think it's been 3, brother. It might be 2. No, it's 3. Yeah.
but it's like we get the opportunity.
Put that ID tag on that, pal. How about that? How about that? How about that?
Yeah, you might see that one for sure.
Let's go. Send it to him. Send it to him. Yeah, the one that got hot on one J-Lit. He stormed off. Hey, bro. No, he's a killer, but
Oh man.
I don't know. We're setting that up for a great match right now.
hey, bro. Oh, you never know. You never know. You never know. I'm always ready.
I will say when we talk about mainstream though, we also hit a period where, you know, the celebrities that are going into it, they really care about it.
100%.
Because it's a different time frame from celebrities that used to just do a job.
Snooki.
And it,
Well, hey, when you said that, though, the first thing that goes through my mind is Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
Hall of Famer, but had that match.
Yeah.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
That was a Hall of Fame performance.
Yeah.
Bro, he
marijuana
was ready.
elbow.
Hey, he just went with it. Like,
Man.
shit went off the haywire.
Yeah.
But if you're a Hall of Famer, you got to be a Hall of Famer, dude.
That was awesome. Just
Right?
a great audible. Just
Unreal.
right
Unreal. And now everyone else is doing other stuff. You know what I mean?
but
So for Snoop to be a legend like that.
You have Logan Paul, who, you know, put his training into it.
Yeah.
Heck, even Jelly Roll, who's like, I don't, you know, he even mentioned he didn't even want to go over. Because he's just like, what do I look like beating Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I respect that because true. What?
Jelly, because Jelly, see, that's what I'm saying about people though. Like, I'm getting that dub because I want the belt. Jelly's just like, I just gotta want to do it. It's like, no, Jelly, you ain't doing it then, bro. You better get that win because he just calls himself an IC championship.
Yeah.
He just calls himself the U.S. championship. Jelly could have had a U.S. championship, but he goes, no, I don't want to win. He could have been on a roll ski.
Oh yeah.
Worldwide with the U.S. title would have been nuts.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Think about that. Him and Rusev.
Oh,
Rusev
yeah.
brings back the, waving the flag gimmick.
Oh, dude,
USA
that'd be-
versus him. Boom.
that'd be
Easy. Easy.
For
Come
sure.
on. Jelly's going on tour.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone.
You got to keep it on the DL. They're going to take all your ideas.
Right. Hey, man. I'll work for him for that. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I just want to be around the
That's
product as
fair.
much as possible.
Yeah,
and that's
that's
the
true.
thing. It's like any situation with wrestling. I'm trying to learn about everything about it, And now it's so DIY that you can make your own promo videos and all that. And I remember how hard it used to be to put something up on YouTube. And now it's just like boom, 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 boom. You can post videos like live. It's live like we were saying. It's just crazy with technology that it's opening up opportunities, and you get a good stage set up and you get good cameras, you can put out a good product.
Yeah.
I feel like it's crazy to see the knowledge in all of it as a whole because you have so much talent that we don't even know might be doing production.
Thanks.
You know, whether it's, Mark Henry backstage
Right.
or, I think Devon did a little bit.
Yeah, he was a
back then.
producer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
producer.
yeah.
So,
Some of these producers, man.
yeah, and it's just like, man, imagine taking that in-ring knowledge and now putting it behind the
100%.
camera. And they're learning too because
Right.
they've never, been back there. So they're still improving at that.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy to see how many avenues there is in wrestling.
Yeah, 100%.
Whether
And it's those legends that
Yeah.
it's just great to be around. Like Dean Malenko and Arn Anderson were AEW agents, getting to talk to them was pretty awesome. And then like doing a seminar with Jamie Noble, who's still on the road being an agent. And it's just such a next level. And that's pretty much a question that I always try to dive in with them is like, how would you wrestle different now knowing what you know? It's just like, and it's just more so like just how important the character are and how important the camera is. And it's tough when you're in those crazy venues and people are going nuts over here, but you're like, it's a TV product. You know what I'm saying? There's set limits you have with TV and how long things go and what you can do and looking at the cameras, So it's all that small stuff that makes the wrestling product what it is.
Yeah.
And being able to call an audible and do something on the fly if things are going off, script. So it's not script, but, it's just like off schedule, I guess would be a better way to say, because there's so much stuff mapped out, like with commercials and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just crazy when you get to that big money. They got to get a Sour Skittles ad and a Castrol DTX ad. Those are old school hitters.
Can't forget about the Gillette commercial.
Right, there you go.
Don't
there you
forget the
go.
Stacker 2s.
Legendary. Hey, legendary. I would run those back today. We could film one today, bro. I would run
love to
Stacker
see one
back.
again.
Dude, Paulie Walnuts and the ones were unreal. Yeah.
I'll never forget Chef Boyardee Kane.
Oh, yeah. Chef Boyardee were bangers too. Those are bangers too. Those are bangers.
Yeah.
I miss when they used to do the promos for the show beforehand, like when they did all those movies for WrestleMania 21.
Man, that was killer.
yeah.
That was killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like you got to risk some stuff, right? And this is just me. What I'm saying is just like sometimes it leans more over into that business side of things. When for the wrestling fan, we might want something else. But for the situation and how they're looking at it, it's totally different than we can even, we can comprehend it, and it's probably not the best thing to do.
Yeah.
But that's the hard battle that goes back to that PG era. It's just like how corporate some things happen and what they do. And it's just like, all right, I got to look at that side too with it. But again, like, that's why wrestling's the best. Triple H said it in that Unreal. It's just like you get that feedback every night.
Yeah.
You see how the fans leave the show. You can tell what they're saying online, sure, but it's really how they're reacting when things are happening of the show. So that's why I love wrestling.
Yeah, no, I feel like you definitely feel the energy in the crowd sometimes too.
100%.
Like I feel like you've seen
100%.
like turns and like not turns, but like just moments in the matches that it shifted because of it.
Yeah,
Dom doesn't turn around at WrestleMania to do the IC title if it's not for that crowd.
Right, 100%. That's what wrestling is all about, and that's what gets you hooked, and you keep rolling. That's that. It's that right there.
Absolutely. So, what has been one of your like memorable fan interactions?
One time I got knocked out to the guardrail, and see, this is this was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And then these two kid fans started lifting me up to get me in the ring, and I was really. It was like 9, and they gave me that little nudge, and I got in the ring. It was pretty freaking sweet. These 3 little kids lifted me up. You know what I'm saying? They held, it was freaking awesome. The one time a kid threw me over the guardrail to get me back in the ring situation, he helped me up on that. It's like, the kids, sometimes they just go nuts, and they try to help you out, and it's cool, So it's happened a couple times. And then the other one, when fans just come up and like, man, just even saying what's up, it's always memorable. Getting to sign autos is awesome. Selling shirts and talking to fans and just hearing, one time a kid, I ain't going to put him on blast. He's a good dude. He came up and he's like, I started training at the school because of you, right? And I was like, dude, what? Like, come on. He's just like, I saw you talking shit to a fan in Akron. And I was like, I want to do that. I was like, all right, cool. We can definitely get that going. And he's going to be back soon. He's taking a little break right now, but he's a good dude. Mm-hmm. And it's just like that. Because I'm like, bro, you should be saying Stone Cold and shit. Got you to go to training. Batista, I don't know how old you are, bro, Like, but I was just like, all right, now I get what you're saying. So that was pretty cool. But then, like, whenever people, it's got to be the kids just going nuts. Sometimes when they're hitting guys, that's always fun. When stuff goes haywire off that,
I did enjoy the PlayStation 2 that made an appearance at the one show and got used as a weapon.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
See, that's another thing about being always ready. You don't know what's under the ring, man. Hornswoggle's under there sometimes. Hornswoggle is a seasonal resident down there. And there's everything. He's got all his toys down there still on the road. That was probably his PS2 from old SmackDown.
He's playing SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain.
Right.
Solo
He was rolling creative wrestler.
That remind me of the Youngstown show when, I swear it's like 15 doors broken.
Oh, yeah. It got
And
crazy
my friend,
out there.
and the friend we bought from Youngstown, he's like, I've been looking for a door all weekend.
Wow.
He said, Dad, now I know where all the freaking doors went.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was no doors left at that venue. If you walked out, all those frames were just open. It was just all frames. If you look back at it, there was no doors on the way out.
We were like, no, not the white door.
Right.
It's a good
That was
door.
a nice
That
door.
was a
It
nice
really
door.
was.
Those ones,
Nice
yeah.
door.
I think that was with us. I think someone had that.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's you never know. You never know what's under that ring. I got hit with like a French fryer gimmick. You know what I mean? Like that was a fans bring the weapons match against Nick Gage though. That was a pretty crazy one.
Oh,
Yeah, if you know
goodness.
him, if you guys know him, he's
Yeah,
nuts,
no,
so.
Nick Gage is crazy.
Yeah, so
he almost murdered David Arquette.
Yeah, almost murdered me too. A couple times, damn near.
Dudley
he tried to kill
Boyz.
me with the one-winged angel. He's a Kenny Omega
Yeah.
style, and then it dropped me on my head almost. No,
Man.
shout out to Gage. He's just next level deathmatch legend, dude.
Dudley
gotta know what you're
Boyz,
getting
Nick
into.
Gage. I
Yeah.
could have sworn I seen you in the ring with Tommy before.
Tommy
like,
Dreamer, yeah. Pin beat up Tommy Dreamer, beat up Sabu, I didn't beat up Sabu. Rest in peace. He threw a chair at me. He did throw a chair at me and knock me out. But I was beating Shane Douglas up in the process. Then the lights go black, and all of a sudden the lights come back on. Sabu's there with the chair, and he's like gonna hit Shane or he's gonna hit me. I'm like, bro, I didn't do anything. And then Shane's like, hey brother, old ECW, and he comes back to me and just decks me. Seeing stars, KO'd. Shane's like, all right, and then Sabu just leaves. I was like, all right. So that was a situation that happened. Hardcore. Who's another ECW? Dudley Boyz was probably the pinnacle one. Dreamer, legend, unreal. He was one of my favorites as a kid too, and he's a trip, man. And I got to wrestle him a couple times. He wrestled in Canada. He was throwing me around. He had some kids hit me. That was pretty fun. Damn, I'm trying to think. I should like be able to list this off of my, but
I'm anticipating you've had interactions with Fonzie.
oh yeah, Fonzie. Me and Fonzie went toe to toe because he was managing Justice. He still does.
Yeah.
And me and Josh Bishop were doing some stuff with with Justice. So I'd be ringside with Josh when they were going, and I'd get in there with Fonzie. And, yeah, Fonzie did an elbow drop on me, and then he said I broke his ribs, and he did an elbow drop on me. I was like, Fonzie, how did I break your ribs? You were the one coming off. He did a sick elbow drop though. It was crazy. Yeah, it was like a perpendicular. I think that's the right word. You know what I mean? Everyone goes corner to middle.
Geometry. Yeah. he could vouch for that.
He was going. He didn't go corner to corner. He went like bottom left to middle. It was like a crazy Shane McMahon almost. Oh, and and then he broke his ribs. I'm like, dude, why'd you jump at me, bro? So, I think that's. I don't know. That's. Cardona says he's the deathmatch king. I'm like, bro, I beat Gage when you were still a hype bro.
Yeah,
Back when he was back there. No, Gage was cool to be around and a legend on the indies.
Yeah, he's been in the ring with Eddie Kingston too. Eddie Kingston's no slouch.
Kingston is the man for sure.
Yeah,
Kingston is the man. Yeah, I'm trying to think. That was like out of those hardcore guys, Justice up there too. I'm probably missing some. That's why I'm like. I'm just locked in on the combo. I could probably you'll figure it out. Look at my phone.
We'll get there.
I don't even want to be looking. Yeah, all right. Cool. We got the point. We got the point. I'm a hardcore legend. Anybody out there, you want to do this, you want to do that, I'll see you in the middle of the ring.
Bet.
And I'm keeping it as simple as that because I could probably got another promo or two coming. I'm just letting it simmer. We're just starting off slow.
I'm just shocked. Like, I can't get in the ring with any of them. Like,
man. But it's back.
I'm
to
living
swim with the
vicariously
sharks.
through you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Who's your favorite?
Of all time?
Yeah.
All time? It's Triple H because I'm named after him.
Yeah, Trips, for sure. Hey, man, that is why WWE's rolling is like, I never really talked to him, just said, what's up, but being around him and just seeing how everyone's rolling, being at these Raw Netflix, it's just like everyone's locked in. They're doing awesome. And you just see how hands-on he is.
Yeah.
And how he came through the game. And like we were saying
No
earlier, how he,
I did again.
yeah, right. That's good. See, Trips, I got you, bro. I got you. You put me on Netflix right now, I'm freestyle. Hey, Trips, come on. So, but no, how he went through all his stuff from Hunter Hearst Helmsley and even in WCW and coming over and rolling, and it's just like this dude's all about the biz. So it's just like. He's keeping it rolling. So it's just cool to see what they're doing, and especially like his old NXT stuff is legendary. If you
Black
look back
and Gold
on that.
era.
Yeah. Like just the superstars they had top to bottom.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Elias about when he was down there coming up, and it's cool seeing those matches and stuff. So
yeah. Don't worry, we'll see Wes on NXT here shortly.
Man, appreciate that.
Sure. I'm waiting for
Appreciate that. I told you I just want the gold. So wherever I can get the belts and the gold, I'm just gonna keep it rolling. So, but the more those big matches you win, the more you get paid. So it's like, I got to get to WWE. I got to get that. Yeah. But that's when you're going to have to go against those superstars.
Don't worry. You'll hear us screaming out in the crowd at WrestleMania.
Hell yeah,
we'll be the loudest ones cheering.
Hey, hell yeah, brother.
It'll be the West Barkley section again.
Love it. Love it. Appreciate it. Yeah.
It travels.
West section. Yes, sir. Sure. That was lit. That was lit in Youngstown.
Man.
Because I only do a couple shows there a year. I'm only there like 3 times a year.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So anytime AIW's there, I'm there. And then locally, we're doing like Lakewood, Cleveland, all that stuff. We'll do Akron again. We're back to Akron at the end of the year with Nick Nemeth on the show, which is going to be an unreal show.
Yeah, we'll be at that one already.
Yeah, that's my dream match, man. That's my dream match, me and him. So we'll see how the cards shake out. But either way, being around him is awesome. Cleveland dude, grinded out, superstar, world champ. It's like that type stuff is like that next level. It's like just they were there, they killed it. They had an unreal, 10, 15-year run doing stuff, working the best guys, wrestling the best guys. And then to become world champ, it's like that's another hemisphere. So that's, I don't get to see him that much. I only seen him a couple times. So
arguably the best seller in the wrestling business ever.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he made Batista look like he was dying.
Okay. Right. Yeah. No, he was awesome, man. Dolph Ziggler, killer run. And then even the TNA stuff, killer.
Oh, yeah.
Going to AAA, winning, that's a big goal of mine is getting down to Mexico. I always loved AAA especially. And then now it's going to be different now with WWE and them with the ownership. But that was like one of my biggest goals was getting down there because I just always loved that. And I just thought it was awesome. And again, when like WWE was going PG and all that, I would just be watching random stuff. I'd try to, see what was ever out there. And I could see some of that on YouTube and like just seeing how over the top the characters were, but how the crowds were and how everything was like the culture. And it's like, okay, I love that. So that was always a big goal of mine. And, now it's wilder with WWE and them partnered up. And then like AEW kind of with CMLL. And it's just like how these international, what did Tony say, the forbidden door, all that stuff. It's like how that is opening eyes up to all the international stuff and like TNA guys showing up at WWE and all that stuff they're running. It's just like now is a crazy time to be in wrestling. In wrestling in general, you're seeing more commercials about it. It's like everything's popping off. I think they do 2 WrestleCons now a year, which is awesome, and it's just like just being that. Do you guys go to the SummerSlam in Cleveland?
Yeah, I did.
Yep,
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
So it's like
nice.
Seeing how lit that was.
Yeah.
That was cool, especially being
Yes.
from Cleveland and going there for Browns games, seeing that same energy, but even more of wrestling fans for like a lit show. Roman was there, right? Roman showed
Roman
up.
returned.
It's like, that and it was like Cody in the main, right? Cody, And Cody's awesome, man. That dude, that was someone that I saw wrestle live at AEW, one of their first or second show. I went out there, and we got tickets from someone there and watched it. It was in Chicago, and I saw that Cody match, and I was like, that's the next level, And that was back then. And I think he wrestled Nick Aldis. It was either him or Sean Spears. It was Sean Spears. Man. So it was crazy. They did like some chairs at the end or something, I remember. But I just remember at that time, I'm like, dude, and it was so wild being there at AEW. You're just like, and then getting to wrestle there a couple years later, doing a AEW dark match at the CSU Wolstein Center was pretty sweet. Going to Cleveland State, I was like, yo, this is pretty dope. And then like, I think that was my second time there. So the first time there, I'm like, whoa, this is wild. Like first off, being in the situation and being around all that, and then you're just like, yo, this is crazy. We're at this place, and the crowd was lit. And then the second time wrestled, had a match with Dante Martin, awesome match, a lot of fun, crazy being out there, unreal experience. Then I think a year or two later, I got to wrestle for him again, and it was on Collision Live TV, which was huge. It was me and PB Smooth against Aussie Open. And it wasn't a long match, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that, but it was still that TV live situation that was like huge kick for me. Huge, huge moment. Do you wish it could have went this way? Sure. But it's just like still getting that experience was next level, and it's just like, all right, this is unreal. So, and then I think I did a Ring of Honor for him last year. And that was all the times I got into work for AEW. I know you guys didn't ask that, and I'm not trying to just say that, but it's just like those situations, it's just like make you want more. It's like you gotta keep going because this can only get better.
Yeah.
So
I feel like when you mention Cody, I feel like it's his connection with people.
Right.
And obviously everyone knows about the story, but he just knows how to tell a story and get the people behind them.
Right.
And I feel like you can connect with people, whether you're a heel or a good guy.
100%.
People love to hate
100%.
whatever the case may be.
100%.
I feel like your connection with the AIW crowd is amazing.
Thanks.
Like the way they react to you, the way we react to you.
Thank you.
You
Appreciate
have
it.
that as well. That
Thank you. No, I think the thing with the AIW specifically is that we've grinded from there since I started. You know what I mean? I trained there, and then it's like some fans saw me as a security guard helping out the meet and greet. Some fans saw me in those first couple matches.
Yeah.
But all those situations and just how much like I've been around AIW and it's my home and it's local to me. It's like that is what I really think about. It's just like making sure everybody that shows up at these shows. It's honestly everywhere, but it's more with this because I live in Cleveland still.
Right.
So I'm like still really out here, and like if I see someone at the grocery store and they're like, I saw you at a show, like I'm gonna come to the next one, like gauging that level.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like, hey, keep going with the wrestling. You're like, thanks, appreciate it. Sometimes it's like, dude, I saw that Instagram video, I'm pissed I didn't go.
Yeah.
When's your next show? Oh, here it is. Oh, cool, I'm buying tickets right now. Boom, they're there Friday. It's like that's that gauge. And like AIW, from being here my whole career, it's like we always put that on, I feel like, and we take it not for granted, but we try so hard to do that because it's local in Cleveland, and it's like we know how fucking expensive everything is down here and getting the Ubers and all that shit, and it's like when you show up to our show, You're gonna get entertained from the whole show, but you're gonna You're gonna go in wanting to see one person, one of your favorites. You're gonna leave and go, "Holy shit, that was the best show ever! I got this guy, this guy, this guy." And you see that guy do that thing, man, I can't wait for the next show. You know what I mean? And that's how I always try to do it. And it's harder when you're out of state wrestling sometimes, and or if companies only bring you in a couple times a year, and it's just different with the local, you know what I mean? It's like, because we really cultivate that fan base, and we're really getting, because sometimes you're trying to get back out, you got to go to another show, you got to ride out, sometimes you haven't been there in a couple months, so it's like, I don't expect the fans to see my promo. You know, like now in a social media age, you can't rely on any of that too much. You could say you got 100,000 views, but you still have to go through every curtain like they don't know who you are. Because I was lucky that I've cultivated a fan base in Cleveland and a lot of the beginning shows, and still to this day. And now it's just spread, you know, like you guys are saying, organically. But at the beginning, it was a lot of family and friends that just wanted to come out and support, and then that kind of spread. And a lot of them showed up and were like, "Hey, I came to see you, but that match after you, that dude is crazy. I got to come back and see him." I'm like, "Hey, as long as you had a good time and you want to keep coming to our shows, let's keep it rolling." So that's good. That is what I think about AIW. But yeah, dude, that's what it is. It's like I never wanted to leave a show being not satisfied, but more so making a connection with some wrestler or some situation. I said boo, and the guy said, "You suck," and it was like, oh shit, you know. It's like, that's why you pay your money. And it's like, sometimes that means so much to a kid, you know, like just something small, they point back, something like that, and you're like, all right. And then I'm doing the guardrail in Youngstown, the show before I saw you guys, one or two before. And this guy's like, "Hey, come here." And his like daughters give me like a bracelet, like a little bead bracelet. You're like, all right, you know, and it's just like that type stuff. You're like, wow, all right, do you want like a picture? Like, what, you know, like, let me do something for you. Like, so, but they're just happy and entertained. So but no, AIW, it's like a fan base like no other, you know. So, because it's that Cleveland Midwest grit, you know. So,
man, well, heck, you got any finish that? Heck, I got. Let's see. Let's take a look. See what we got here. You take it from here because
I know they're trying to take it home, but I was just like, get it, whatever you want to do on the way out, bro. I got you.
All right, so we're gonna close out
with
5 questions.
Oh,
This is
okay.
quick trivia.
Okay,
brother.
Real quick.
Trivia.
Real quick.
Trivia.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Damn.
number 1.
Oh, jeez.
Who were the members of the tag team, the Rip City Shooters?
Oh, that's me and Josh Bishop.
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
Hey, I think I could do this trivia then.
Now, number 2.
Yeah.
What year was AIW founded?
2004. 2005.
2005.
2005.
Yep,
Damn.
got it.
Damn.
All right. So number 3, which annual AIW event is known for bringing in major independent and former WWE talent?
Wow. I'd say Absolution. That's the biggest show of the year.
So
What did they say?
It would be the JT Lightning Invitational Tournament.
JT,
Yep.
definitely.
All right.
That's a hitter tournament. And I did win it this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I wanted to get that point.
It was a great match too.
Thank you.
was.
Appreciate it. It was a tough road to get there, man. Colin Delaney, shout out to Colin.
Yes.
First round. Tough.
All right. And number 4,
Yeah.
who did Wes Barkley win his first AIW Intense Championship
Derek
from?
Dillinger.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Got
I
it.
remember that.
See,
I remember
these
that.
are easy.
Yeah, I
These
remember
are
that.
easy.
That's making me reminisce.
And to close it out,
Yeah.
one more.
Yeah.
Which Cleveland venue is one of AIW's most iconic locations for shows?
Damn. They all had different eras. Turner's Hall was an era before I was there. Then Mount Carmel was legendary. And then the Odeon, we did crazy business and awesome there. So I think with what the stats would say, I'd say it'd probably be like, damn, I think Turner's might have had more time. But Mount Carmel is what I would say. Mount Carmel.
It's crazy. It's the Odeon.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's what the numbers say. And guess who was running at the Odeon? I only had one match at Mount Carmel, and I won it. Let me tell you that, Jelly Roll. I won it. I won my debut. Jelly, get out of here, man.
Yeah, get him out of here.
But anyway, that concludes our episode of Wrestling with Progression. Wes, thank you for joining us
you, man.
again.
Appreciate it.
Seriously.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
But
Thanks for having me on.
like and subscribe. Till
Right
next time.
Right here.
Press that button.
Press it. Step up to the plate.
Ooh la la.
Press the button.
Press the button.
Ooh la la la. Ooh la 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 la.